Alrighty, folks, we are back on this beautiful Tuesday night here in beautiful Oakville, Ontario, and we're playing one of the most atrocious, divisive decks in all of modern history. We're playing a little bit of Lantern Control. After the release of Urza and the banning of Mox Opal, multiple metagame factors conspired to eliminate Lantern Control from the modern metagame. This is one of the most frustrating and difficult decks for people ever to play against. Many people did not care for it, but it is back in some form. So in the prelim last week, I played against someone playing it, and they did beat me and go 5-0. So there's something to this. This does look partially similar to some of the Lantern Control lists that existed before they sort of ceased forever, thanks to Mox Opal getting banned. So we are playing main deck Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize to go after our opponent's hand in the early game. And then what the plan is to set up a Lantern of Insight. Thank you for the follow, Pi Ganti.
And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
I will hit you with the thanks in a second for the things that you've done recently. Thank you so much for that. But anyway, Lantern of Insight. So this is a one-mana artifact that says players play with the top card of their library revealed. That's me and my opponent. You have a tap sacrifice, Lantern of Insight, target player shuffles their library. So the intent of this card was very cute. This card was going to show you the top of each player's library, and then if you didn't like the card that was on top of it, you could make them shuffle. But Lantern of Insight would no longer be in play, so you would be able to you wouldn't be able to see the new card on top, unless of course you had a second Lantern of Insight. What people eventually figured out was with Codex Shredder and other cards that mill. By the way, Codex Shredder text already updated to target player mills a card. Love it. But cards like Codex Shredder, Ghoulcaller's Bell, and Pyxis of Pandemonium, they all remove cards from the top of a player's library, which means you can control what each player is going to draw to a certain amount. So if you look at the top of your opponent's library and you see some kind of threat that is going to, be problematic for you, you can mill it. And if you see something useless to them, like maybe a land that they don't need, you just let them draw it. This is the core of Lantern Control, and your deck, or your condition for winning, your win condition, is usually just decking your opponent out. You will not deck out yourself because you have Academy Ruins, so during any upkeep you can activate this to put an artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library. So as long as you have some artifacts that you can sacrifice, which we have several of, you'll be able to loop that artifact forever so that you don't deck. And this deck is elected to also include the Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek combination without Urza. So we are able to do that as well. We've got Ensnaring Bridge to keep us safe from creature decks. We've got a Pithing Needle in the main deck, as well as a Soul Guide Lantern to hate on our opponent's graveyards, and an Engineered Explosive to deal with problematic permanents. And Whir of Invention ties the room together by allowing us to tutor for these things. We've got Emry, Lurker of the Loch as our soul creature, and Simian Spirit Guide to occasionally accelerate ourselves into a sort of mid-game situation. So we will see how all of that goes, and we've got a wonderful 4-color sideboard here allowing us to pivot against multiple different matchups. The way this deck is going to play out is we're going to try to disrupt our opponent in the early game with Inquisition and Thoughtseize to make sure that we clear the way for our Lantern of Insight and our Codex Shredders to set up a virtual lock on the opponent. And when you have that virtual lock established, you have to make sure you don't die to the things in their hand or the things that they have managed to play, and then you very, very, very slowly mill them out. So this is truly a prison-style deck, Lantern Control, and its spiritual successor, Whir Prison, was a true prison deck, wasn't playing the Codex Shredders, wasn't playing the Lanterns of Insight. It was an entirely different form of monstrosity. Levels above what Lantern Control or Thopter Sword combo were. With all of that out of the way, let's hop into a league and check out some of the things that people have been commenting as we're getting ready for this. We've got a Lantern of Insight fan, Agent of Blight here. Would have assumed that you were a fan of Infect, but Infect, another very divisive Magic the Gathering deck. Looks like people already racking up the trophies. Wusa Niv Mizzet Master has already got himself one, as well as F. Paulos, who I believe managed to get his 5-0, including killing my wonderful friend Jiggy Wiggy, who is testing his new Song of Creation focused combo deck, which we'll be playing tomorrow. So stick around for that one. Your 12 trophies vanished. Man, I only had 4 or 5. So we'd definitely like to play first here. Sand is like vaguely keepable. We can't play the Inquisition on turn 1. I think we need more lands and more mana in general than this. This is much better. Not great, but better. I think I'm definitely going to keep this. And we're going to bottom one of these Whir Inventions and hope this Simian Spirit Guide can take us into a quicker mid-game. Double Inquisition should be able to keep us safe through most early games. What do we got? Arkham's Astrolabe, Lightning Bolt, Cryptic Command. Teamer Reclamation. All right, so Lightning Bolt's not a concern for us as long as we are able to, or until we draw one of our 3 Emrys. The biggest problem we're going to have is that the deck we're playing against is one of the worst possible matchups for us because they are playing Cryptic Command, and Cryptic Command is very good against Lantern decks. They are able to break out of the prison quite quickly and easily with some of their card draw and other things. Be a little clock conscious here. So Pygonti, thank you so much for your interest in the Kinnan Erosa decks and all of that development that's going on. Yikes, that is not the best draw we could hope to see here. And thanks for the work that you're putting in on them too. It's really exciting. We've got a primer that we're going to quote-unquote release. Do I want to deal with the front side of Uro? Yeah, I guess so. Because we could end up exiling that with a Whir of Invention. Next turn, if I have a blue source, we'll be able to whir for X = 1, and at that point we'll be able to get Soul Guide Lantern and just snipe the Uro. They don't currently have any interaction in their hand for that. The double Reclamation and Cryptic, and then the Flooded Strand is in play. Yikes. Well, this could take the Cryptic at least. Stranding them with their Reclamations, unless they picked up a Remand, perhaps? Whether it's winning on turn 2 or winning on turn 3 of the bridge, yeah. So they did pick up a Remand or maybe a Sneck. Looks like a Sneck. Growth Spiral, sure. Interesting choice. I was unlikely to take away your Growth Spiral, so they did not put a land into play? Ooh, they are stumbling around. I like that. I like it when you're losing. We'll just take the Cryptic here. Hand is not working out on their side. What's up, Trip 6 KB? They hit their land. Still need a 4th. So, but if they do hit it, they're going to have this Uro, so we really need a blue source now. Okay. And I need them not to hit a land now. 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 Don't hit a land now. Miss your land now. You will not draw land. You will draw some kind of useless card. Some piece of interaction which does nothing for you. Do it. Do it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe. With my luck, we're going to top deck an Emry. Blue. Ugh. Yeah. It's going to take something? Yeah, this take the Expansion Explosion or the... Oh, they might expansion this? They're going to expansion this, which means they get to take my Simian Spirit Guide. But then my Whir is still for X = 1. So they can take anything they want here. That's fine. This is fine. It's all fine. We get to take their lightning bolt too. Unless they want to fetch shock bolt me, which generally seems pretty poor. I guess with the Spirit Guide, if we hit the blue source, we would now be able to whir for 2 and get the Foundry. But I'm pretty sure I need to deal with this Uro. They picked up another Cryptic Command. All right, so they've got 3 4-costs in their hand. And if they hit a 4th mana this turn, they could play Uro or Wilderness Wreck and have Cryptic Command up. So I really need to dodge them hitting a land here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop it. You don't want to do it. All right. All right. Eh? Well, let's see what they're going to draw. What are you getting? So, it's possible. Yikes! It's possible we need to mulligan to a hand that is more aggressive in playing to the board. There's the land that we needed to turn earlier. So we are going to be in some level of trouble here. Let's see what kind. So I believe they will sack this and play a Wilderness Reclamation. Oh, they're going to Mystic Sanctuary something. Another Cryptic Command? I would fathom. So now they can just Cryptic into Cryptic. Well, they're going to... No, they're going to play the... Okay, yeah. They'll also be able to Cryptic into Cryptic. Alright. That's a yikes, dog. Well, they don't know I'm on Lantern yet, so that's something. I wonder if they'll try something goofy like Bounce Your Sword of the Meek. End of turn to kill my Glimmervoid. They will know that allows me to whir for 1, but I wonder if they want to get cute. Oh, what's up, Ray Shao? Yeah, I'm hoping... Oh, I want my end step stop. Oh, it's like having my own end step stop. Yeah, we want to whir for the Soul Guide Lantern Pygonti. The problem is I know they have 2 Cryptic commands. They have 1 in their hand and 1 on top of their deck. So if I just cast it now, they'd just be like, lol, Cryptic, draw a card. So I have to wait until their end step, which if they're clever, they're going to play their Uro here. But if they play the second Wilderness Reclamation, I get to snipe the Uro. So yeah. This is not great for us, but it's certainly better than... What in the hell? What? Oh, I see. I need to tap for blue. There we go. Lantern. What's up, Jiggy Wiggy? We got Pygonti in the house. And we got Ray Zhao hanging out for us playing some Lantern control. We've also got, yeah, a wonderful crew hanging out here. So let's snipe their Uro. So that's something... And now they're going to double untap end step. We know they have 2 Cryptics in their hand plus Lightning Bolt. No, the bolt's in the graveyard. I think it's just the 2 Cryptics that I know about. So let's toss all that. So we needed to watch out for a window like that because we know they had double Cryptic. This is going to be a really, really bad matchup from this point. How can we beat Cryptic? Basically can't. I would say we basically can. If they screw up and tap down at the wrong time. So I don't need anything like Ensnaring Bridge right now, so I don't need to be able to whir for 3. Cryptic Dex, Crush, Lantern. Yeah, exactly. That was the traditional wisdom. I had a very good friend that just concede or make them waste time. I'm going to make them win the game. I mean, I'm not just going to scoop out and be like, lol, done. I'm not here to bleed them for time. Yeah, CJ used to play Lantern Control, and I would play any variation of Cryptic Command deck that seemed reasonable. Specifically, Kolaghan's Command, like Corey Burkhart Control with Kolaghan's Command and Cryptic Command was like one of my favorite archetypes, and it was just every now and then I'd get matched up against my friend on Lantern, and he'd be like, oh god, just the massacre. So if they screw up and tap down for anything at any point... we get to whir for probably Thopter Foundry. I don't think anything else is particularly valuable right now. So the problem is they're just so unlikely to do that. They're a go large combo deck. Oh, hold on. No, because they've got the mana in their pool, so it doesn't matter. So if they have Expansion Explosion here, they're going to get to draw like 5 cards. Nice Fang, sure. Yeah. So, guess we can mill them. What, you mean like our overall win condition? Our overall win condition is to mill them out, but like, it just doesn't seem like I'm going to get to resolve anything from here. Wilderness is so Cancer. Oh, come on, man. It's not even a good deck in Modern, particularly. It's doing okay right now. There's a Teamer Wilderness Reclamation deck that's doing fine right now, and Sultai Wilderness Rec is like a tier 2 deck that Autumn Burchett plays so well that they can take it to like top 8s in the challenge all the time, but like, it's niche. Wilderness Reclamation is a fine power level for Modern. I guess I could try to Inquisition here. Might as well. They let my Lantern resolve, so I might as well try. We're definitely up a creek in this game. They've fully established control. So as I was saying in the deck tech, that this is actually a very aggressive deck for a control deck. It is more like a prison deck where you need to get a bunch of hate pieces into play, or not hate pieces, a bunch of permanents that help you control the game. Lantern of Insight and Mill Rocks particularly, and your early game discard is supposed to get you to that point. But unfortunately, instead of drawing action cards, we just drew more discard, which is not what we were hoping to see. All right, this is Cryptic to counter draw, I would assume, because they're looking for more mana. They're possibly considering what I can do with my 1 remaining mana, so they might want to counter that instead. But I believe it's safe for them to assume that, yeah, that 1 other mana is not going to do much, and that is the case. Medium win con. Yep. Exactly. Well, I mean, they're only playing 60 cards, and look how many they've drawn. They're on 37 cards left. If we draw a Codex Shredder, it's a 37-turn clock. I mean, it's actually half that, because they're drawing a card per turn. And with their deck, they want to draw more. They're playing right into my hands. But yeah, this is... Oh, no. Oh, things are going to go very badly in a second here. Resolves. But they're spending a huge amount of clock time here. Sure. All right, what do you got, nerd? What do you got? What are you gonna do? Cryptic bounce my sword? Yeah, Factor Fiction is mill 5. Exactly. Exactly. I'm really excited for them to draw a bunch of cards and then somehow we sneak out a win. Okay, Spire is good. Still don't need to do anything, so we're just going to hang out. Got the sick Mill Rock hanging out on top of my deck. We're going to be good to go in a second. I do own all of these cards in paper, by the way, which is... really stupid. I held on to them from when I was building Whir Prison. Whir Prison has got to be even worse than Lantern right now. Yeah. Wait, I can counter that? Okay. I don't really want you drawing that land, so screw you. Screw you, buddy. And I can actually Whir right now. So let's go and get... I know they have another Cryptic, but... Hold on. But let's go ahead and get my Thopter Foundry. Oh, they have Force of Negation, and it is my turn, so they can force me here. But I'm pretty happy for that trade. I'm happy to 2-for-1 them here. There is the small problem that my Soul Guide Lantern is now tapped because I was greedy. I wanted my Spire of Industry untapped to activate the Thopter Foundry, sack the sword, put a Thopter into play, but that was definitely greedy. Yeah, there's the Force, which they pitched a Cryptic command. But now, if they draw a fetch land, they're going to be able to reset a Cryptic because my Soul Guide Lantern's tapped, so I can't exile their graveyard, which could be bad. We'll see. Astrolabe, sure. We do have our win condition on top. I mean, it's not that good without a lantern. Is it Uro? No. Man, if they ever find an expansion explosion, I'm so dead. They have one card in hand. We don't know what it is because they pitched one cryptic, and they have yeah. We kind of stabilized. Like this is really funny, and the way they've spent their resources has been just very sloppy. I think they don't like. I wouldn't be surprised if they've never played against Lantern before, so that's not really like. I'm not gonna be too harsh on anyone for that. 3 cryptics between exile and grave. Yeah. I almost just want to snap off the Soul Guide Lantern right now. They don't have a fetch in play, so I guess I could, but I don't need to do that. I can't see any way without another cryptic command that they sort of mess with me being able to do that. Just wait. Yeah, I think waiting is fine. Oh, speaking of which, so if my opponent plays an Uro, if they stack their triggers badly, we will get to exile it, which I wanted to point out to you, Pyconti. When you play Uro, and you play the Uro, there's 2 triggers that go on the stack. Always click on the one on the left to put it onto the stack first, because if you put the wrong one onto the stack, then they can exile the Uro. Drum trick. There is the drum trick with Uro, but you always draw before sack. Partially for the drum trick, because then you can draw the card and look at it and see if you want to tap the Uro for mana. So it's the trigger on the left you want on the bottom of the stack. So just always click on the one on the left and make it a habit, because it's never incorrect. I don't think there's any situation in which having that trigger on the bottom is wrong. Okay, so they have a fetch land now. And so we're just going to sit with the Soul Guide Lantern as long as we can, because that will get them a Mystic Sanctuary. Right. And like Pygonti, that's a super tiny thing, right? But those kinds of things can really add up in a deck like the Urian Kinnan deck. The Kinnan Rosa deck. I want to call it Kinnan Song now, but the song thing is such a new addition that I don't know if that's like, correct or whatever. That is potentially the sickest draw. Resolves? Okay. Looks like we're stealing game 1. Yikes. Feels bad, man. Ray, are you a Torontonian? Do you patron ANC games, or will you re-patron ANC games once they're open? There's a guy who plays Card Fight Vanguard, which is like an anime trading card game, and he's always in there. And for some reason, he has a very distinctive way of saying the specific phrase "feels bad, man." If they draw another fetch, maybe we're in a problematic spot. I don't really think so. Like, obviously, they'll be able to get a cryptic back, Pygonti, but the problem with the cryptic now is that it's too late. Like, what they can do with cryptic normally is, like, bounce our bridge or, like, whatever. But that's not really a concern. Yeah, we also have the Ghoulcaller spell. That's true. I didn't even notice that, by the way. Excellent thing to point out by whomever. There is no way to auto-yield Sword of the Meek. Someone suggested to me that it's because it continuously changes zones, but you do want to always auto-yield to the trigger, which is going to ask you the question, do you want to bring it back? In any deck like Lantern Control or the Kinnan Rosa deck or anything like that, you want to look for as many ways to cheat the Moto interface so that you don't suffer as much on clock. One of the things, Pygonti, that you can also do is if you hold W, when you click on Urza, it will go to his first ability, which is the mana ability. So you save a click per mana that you want to generate, which is a lot of clicks per turn. So if you hold W and you click on Urza, then you can just click on the artifact you want instead of having to click on Urza, click on the mana ability, and then click on the artifact. So you go down to 2/3 of the 2/3 of the clicks. Okay, so we're gonna let the fetch resolve. We'll see if they get the Mystic Sanctuary. They're gonna target something, and we're gonna nuke their yard. So we don't have an Emry, so this is a one time. So hopefully this is good enough. There shouldn't be any way that they can cheat us out of that play. The question is if they have the next play that they have might be able to do something about that. That is a great draw. We're still looking for a Lantern of Insight, but this is a good place to start. We're just going to attack for 2 here. Yeah, well, Codex Shredder is going to up the clock on them nicely. So, and we've got the setup from Thopter Foundry decks. We've got Ensnaring Bridge, Thopter Foundry, and Sword of the Meek. So every turn we can attack with any 1/1 Thopters that we have. Sack the sword and attack for 3. Yes, sorry, I haven't played this deck in a while, but that's definitely correct. I would get an additional point of, or I would get a point of damage through by doing it that way. So that's worth looking at for the next turns. Codex Shredder, in addition to being a quality mill rock, remand, sure. So they're just doing that to cycle the remand that is otherwise not particularly useful. Codex Shredder, in addition to being able to mill our opponent for 1 per turn, also has a 5 mana ability. It says sacrifice Codex Shredder, return target card from your graveyard to your hand, which is unbelievably useful in certain situations where you need to rebuy your Soul Guide Lantern or rebuy your Emry. We're ahead on resources and clock. Love it. Oh, yeah. We've gotten lucky so far, though. They've got triple Wilderness Reclamation. If they draw an Expansion Explosion, I believe I'm dead on the spot. And there's nothing I can do about it right now. So, they don't have it because they would be putting the mana into their pool right now. I'm just going to save targets this right now on milling them. Obviously, that could change in the next couple turns. If we don't care about counterspells, we can get Emry and then... No, we do care about counterspells. It's not that we don't care about counterspells, it's that counterspells aren't going to save them right now. Everything I need is on the battlefield. So I don't want to make plays that play into their ability to counter. We're just not afraid of their ability to counter. We're going to win this game despite the fact that they can counter stuff. They just play 1 more. I mean, if they're playing the exact list from that one thing, then yeah. Emry is a really good draw from the deck. We'll see if she sticks, because there's a good chance they have a Lightning Bolt hanging out. It's much more conservative to do this. I mean, I think this is the fastest path to victory. I mean, we're hitting them with mill and we're hitting them with all our creatures, right? So I can't see. We are going to play out the Emry here. I guess I could keep it in hand, because then the next turn I'd be able to attack with additional point of power. And I did not do the math, so it's possible that was a mistake. Also, that was a mistake. I don't know why I did that at the end of my turn. There's Lightning Bolt. Yep, figured they'd have 1 by now, which is fine. They will gain 3 more. So let's say I hadn't played the Emry. Then I would be putting 4 Thopters into play this turn, and then I'd be able to attack with the Thopter of the Sword. So I think I would have... Oh, there's an Uro coming back. Yeah. I see. That is definitely going to happen right now. Good point. I missed it. I don't understand why they're tapping like this. They have breeding pools, but they're giving us a ridiculous clock advantage, so I'm going to take it. Also, so we got just one of their expansion explosions. I think they're playing 2 more, so there is a danger of us dying any second, really. Yeah, we're not going to be able to kill them this turn, but the next turn we will. So they're on a 2-turn clock. They played 2 expansion explosion? Okay, they didn't draw it yet, looks like. Yikes. Okay, well, we know what our priorities are. Yep. Okay. I think we're dead. Let's see. I think we're dead. Yep. Let's see. We can gain 3 life. So if they don't calculate for that, we could be okay. Also, if they choose to draw the cards, the game will be a draw, which is funny. Playing Mystic Sanctuary. I don't have any cards in my hand. What are you doing? No Witchbane Orb in this deck anymore. Yeah. I mean, that's not really. Witchbane Orb is also not in the sideboard of the Teamer or the Kinnan Erosa deck. It's just really expensive for what it does. So it's possible that or Orbs of Warding could be worth playing. We're super duper dead, right? But I think we're going to end up winning this match on clock. But this was a good example of how decent of a game this deck can play. And if we had a Lantern, which we have 3 more in our deck and we're just not hitting them. But if we had a Lantern, we would have been able to handle them pretty well. Not needed, too cute. Exactly. Well, I think if you were going to play something like Whir Prison, then you would want something like that in the main deck. They're not going for Thoughtseize, are they? I didn't count their mana. Yeah. What is this for? It's got to be for like 20. Let's see if they target it correctly, though. I think they did the bad thing. Nope. What? Why is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, targeting mana symbol and mana symbol. I don't know why it gave them a blue up arrow. Maybe it's because that was the controller? Anyway. We do get some reasonable sideboard cards here. We got Choke. Spell Pierce might be okay. Soul Guide Lantern definitely sounds good. Maybe Tezzeret. Probably not Tezzeret. Now, the interesting thing is, what do we board out? I think Ensnaring Bridge we don't need multiple copies of. Pithing Needle is largely useless against them. They were the source? Yeah. So they were the controller. Yeah. Simian Spirit Guide, probably out. Yeah, someone mentioned the EE. I guess EE can go out if I'm bringing in other cheap artifacts. Maybe one of these Inquisitions, because a lot of their cheaper things are not that threatening. You think Whir could go out? I guess Whir could go out. You can cut 1 to 2. Maybe 1. Maybe we'll bring back... Engineer Explosives is really medium in this matchup. Maybe we bring in Tezzeret instead. He's chonky though. It's just hard to cast against them. He's fine. Yeah, I mean the biggest issue for them by far is going to be clock, right? Like all we have to do is not lose the game and we win. Interesting to bring in Choke. Yeah. I guess with the Wilderness Wreck, but like that means they only get 1 untap per turn, which I'm pretty okay with. Like that's just I feel like that's going to slow them down enough. Is that the logic that they need to have Wreck? I think so. I mean, I don't think they're going to beat me with Uros or Ice Fang Quaddles. I would doubt that they'll be able to do that. I've got Thopter Foundry and Ensnaring Bridge. I really don't think Uro's going to do it. I don't know if the sideboarding is correct, but we're going to rock with it. Well, this is our most keepable hand yet, so we'll keep it. It's not great, but it plays Magic. You like the Tez? I like the Tez too. When I was playtesting like infinite versions of Urza after the Mox Opal ban, anyone that had a list that had Tezzeret in the main deck, I was like, ooh, that one. I want to play that one. That one looks freaking sweet. God. Tez is sexy. What, we kept this? Yeah. It plays Magic. I'm just not I'm not super excited about mulling most hands right now. I guess I should have been, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too much of a control player. I mean, this is a really bad draw. Bleep. Yeah, I'm greedy. Basically, I'm saying I'm greedy. I'm incorrectly greedy. Okay. All right, then. Ooh, look at me. I got the force of negation. Better use it. Turn 2 Astrolabe is a really weak look. Not sure what that's about. We don't play Ancient Stirrings anymore. This list is not playing Ancient Stirrings. So if I play a land, the River of Tears will give me black. It's a weird land, but we get to use it here, so. This should resolve, because we have 2 mana open, and the most likely thing for them to have that could interact with this in any way is Spell Pierce. So let's see what we get to nab here. They forced my Thoughtseize. I don't know what to do with that information. They pitched Cryptic Command. You love to see it. So they forced with an Uro and a Cryptic, and they discarded an Uro at some point. There's another Uro. Oh, I milled one of their Uros. Okay, milling them has become a really crappy proposition. Yeah. Remember how I said we weren't going to die to Uro? Yeah, we could die to Uro. I'm not going to mill them right now. Yeah, that's a bad draw. All right, well, we are in some trouble against the thing I said we wouldn't be in trouble against. Lantern is one of those fantastical decks. This was a deck that 5-0'd to prelim Ray, so I didn't mess with it at all. They have to have Wreck in hand? I guess. Start to mill us. Yeah, I was thinking that I should have done it in end step. It's just crappy because we don't have anything in play that actually works with it yet. I guess the theory is we'll draw one of our Emrys or our Academy Runs, but we haven't done it. Clear. So I can turn off auto yields, but I can't turn off the targets. Yeah. I think we almost always mill ourselves in the end, blind. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, good to remember for future. Well, we're always happy to learn here on the Mana Symbol stream. So if we're learning that you actually can lose in a situation like this, and I even cut an Ensnaring Bridge, and we cut a Whir, so our chances of getting to the bridge at a reasonable time are lower. I guess I could mill them now, but let's just mill ourselves, because apparently that's what we're supposed to do here. That's a good mill. What are we hitting off them? Okay, well, we milled the Darkslick Shores, which I really didn't want to draw, so that's good. Well, Sword is half a useful setup. All right, we've got swords in our deck. Yeah, we really should have been milling ourselves. All right, well, lesson learned. Yeah, we're in trouble now. They're going to draw many, many cards to make up for their early forces, and there's the Wilderness Wreck, so... But again, this is one of the things that, like, Cryptic Command decks are one of the worst possible matchups for this archetype, and especially one that can win with an actual spell. Because last game we had the battlefield locked down, right? And if they were able to get a Planeswalker or something like that, we probably would have been able to Pithing Needle it or otherwise, but instead, mill my Spell Pierce now. Well, thank goodness. Darkslick Shores. Well, I'm glad I didn't draw that. Something good? I mean, kind of. If this resolves, this could get us out of trouble. Specifically because we can mill ourselves to control our next draw. So we definitely don't want that. I'm okay with them drawing that. Growth Spiral on top? Yeah, you can draw Growth Spiral. One of the things you do need to be careful about is allowing them to draw cards like Factor Fiction that allow them to draw multiple cards, because then you can't control what they're drawing. But at this point, we're really kind of in desperation mode, just trying to deal with this Uro, so you really don't have time to worry about that far in the future. Expansion Explosion is now on top, so this is going to be the perfect time to activate my Ghoulcaller's Bell. And if they can draw a card in response to that, we'll be able to Codex Shred them. And then if we absolutely have to, we'll be able to Lantern. So should be alrighty here. Unless they already have an Expansion Explosion in hand, then we might be dead. On the next turn, we would be able to Codex Shredder to sack to pick up our Spell Pierce and Spell Pierce it. But we are... Oh, they passed priority. Okay, good to know. So what if you milled? Well, what if we both milled? What if? Okay, they're going to put something else on top? I mean, they get to shuffle, so... Surgical on top. That's fine. Wilderness Wreck up next? Okay. Do I want this Tezzeret, Ancient, and Bolas? He does give me a blocker, which the first one would be sort of the Meek. This is probably okay. If I want to activate this again, probably mill the Wilderness Wreck. Tezzeret does at least buy me a turn, assuming that it resolves. So let's mill their wreck, because we've got 2 more mills for the next turn. Force Negation's fine. It's not great, but we might let them have that. Okay. Do we not have Bridge? We have Bridge. Like, Bridge exists in the deck right now. That's super unfortunate. We are 1 mana short of paying for that. All right, we're in some trouble. Do we not have Bridge? I don't understand the question. Why is that relevant right now? Do you mean like because we're going to need to play the Bridge to get through the... No, I still don't understand. Like, I guess you're saying like the Force of Negation will counter the Bridge? Yeah, I guess that's why we eventually got to milling it. I think we're just in too much trouble here. This Uro came out literally turn 4 because I was milling them and making that mistake, and we have drawn not enough action. Okay. There's an Expansion Explosion on top, and they want to reset something else. Not the Tezzeret that finds Bridge. No, that's the mono blue one. That's Tezzeret the Seeker. This one's Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas. So you want the Mystical Dispute on top of the Expansion Explosion? Okay. Sure. You know, if I draw a Whir, I'll be able to pay for that, right? Yeah. That's Tezzeret the Seeker. Yeah, he does that. That's the mono blue Tezzeret. They have another Mystic Sanctuary. Would you like to put something else on top? Growth Spiral, sure. Okay. So we're basically down to 1 draw step to stay alive. So end of turn, I'm going to mill myself, and we're also going to stop during the upkeep and see if I can't mill to something better than that. I know the card underneath that is Mystic Sanctuary, which I don't mind the milling, so let's mill this. Lantern's not good enough, we'll mill myself. Glimmervoid's awful. All right, got a sack to shuffle. So now we're just on a blind draw. We can draw a card with this. Can also exile their, like, I don't know, Surgical Extraction. Draw a card. think they have a remand in their hand. This can technically block for a turn. They have remand. We have Emry, so we're okay. Sort of. Emry will block and die. Next turn... Yeah, we got another EE on top. What? They had, they just drew Growth Spiral. Now they're drawing Mystical Dispute. The next card is Expansion Explosion. Yeah, we're just dead though, because they can Growth Spiral for the Expansion Explosion, which will just kill us. So if we had any kind of reasonable game there, we could have been okay. But I screwed up with the keep. So unless they time out trying to kill me here, we're done, which is fine. I'm gonna let them sweat it out. They should not be able to fail at killing me here. Jiggy, you beautiful, beautiful human. We are playing the out of that deck tomorrow. Oh, they already had it. Okay. Well played, opponent. That is a tough matchup. I think if I had mulliganed more aggressively that game, maybe we could have done okay. I was hoping we wouldn't draw 2 more lands on top of the 4, 5. Yeah, we drew 2 more lands, and there were 5 in my opener. Oh, yeah. That's definitely fair. Are you on 2 Noxious or 3 now? I know you were on 2 earlier. You were talking about going to 3. I said 3 was crazy. Yeah, we're going to be playing that tomorrow, Cave Dan. Also, welcome, Cave Dan. Cave Dan, totally by accident, Jiggy Wiggy helped find the busted Fair song deck, and then another busted song deck that was the child of the other one. I did send you the link for the primer, Cave Dan. If you do get to that within the next 24 hours with any commentary, that would be exceedingly helpful. And if not, don't worry about it. Thank you for taking the time. I mean, this hand is hilarious. I don't think I need these spirit guides, but I don't think I throw this back. This is really close to being really good. I'm going to keep this one and see how it goes. Fired lander, pretty unfortunate. Yeah. I've been playing 20 lands, so I was really hoping that we would draw out. But we did not. So we can play Codex Shredder on turn 1, Bauble ourselves, and if we don't like the top, we can shred it, which is kind of neat. So Jiggy Wiggy has... Do I want River Tears? Not with this hand. Jiggy Wiggy has shown me light on how often I am missing points. Missing potential gains by bobbling my opponent rather than bobbling myself. Bobbling yourself is way more worthwhile than I ever thought it was, and I'm a goon. I'm a goon of unbelievable proportions for not doing it more often. All right, let's go find a lantern. Shall we find a lantern? I want to find a lantern because I almost have enough mana to sack one of these Codex Shredders to pick it up, which is funny. Okay, so let's go ahead, save. Oops, save targets. Mill. May have wanted to draw next turn in case of turn 1 discard. Do we? It's not a big deal here, I guess. I mean, I don't... You fizzled? Well. The deck isn't really built to win on the turn that you song, is it? There we go. Sure, let's get this into play. Yeah, like that. Yeah, it happens once in a while, but like, the Thassa's Oracle is sort of an accidental win condition, I would say. Like, it's not accidental, but it's like, if you need it, it's like the safety valve. The safety oracle. In case of decking Smash Oracle. Field me. That's a pain in the butt. Oracle's the win? Okay. I just figured you'd be able, like, you're playing an Urza somewhere along the line, right? And potentially an Uro. Like I figured just beating down with those guys. But I haven't played that version yet, so I haven't really seen it in action enough. And when you tuned me into F puzzles, I only saw the ones where you got tightened to death and you didn't really accomplish too much. Well, that's a good pickup. Let's find out if they've got a bunch of removal that they're hanging on to, because there are multiple lanterns in my graveyard. There's 3? God, that is a little unfortunate. Gotta watch the first one. Yeah, I mean, he was live still, so not being a subscriber, I was not able to go watch the VOD while it was in progress. Yep. So we're against Sultai Reclamation, most likely. Oh, maybe this is the Gabe Nassif just Sultai control, which is another bad matchup in a row. If they reset the Fatal Push, though, that's okay for us. Because we're going to use one of these Codex Shredders to rebuy a Lantern, and then hopefully we can hit a land here. Shit. Yeah, Needle doesn't hit much in their deck, other than like Jace, the Mind Sculptor, or Ashiok. And I didn't mill myself there. I feel like I'm getting a little thin on library already. Like, I'm down to 36 cards, and I really don't... I don't know if you're supposed to go that completely ham on milling yourself. Like, we have a well-stocked graveyard. It's got all the things we could ever want, so... Oh, there's the Jace I was talking about. Y'all remember when I said Jace was coming? I knew. Okay. I have 2 mana open here. I probably have Force Negation, but let's mill ourselves just a little bit more. And then the last one is going to pick one of our lanterns. So, lantern. So hopefully I don't have Force Negation, because Remand is not particularly good against me here. And then we're going to have some level of control of this game. They do have Force Negation here, and they choose to use it. We'll be able to Needle their Jace effectively. Think probably the last card in their hand right now, or the card in their hand that they held the mana up for, is likely Remand. We're definitely going to mill this Factor Fiction before they draw it. Nope. They held a Force. Well, that's a little frustrating. And because they're a Mystic Sanctuary deck, milling them is not super effective. Dead of Winter is great, though. You can draw the heck out of that one. Jace is kind of funny, because every time he puts cards back on the top of their library, they're not safe. But there's a pretty good chance there's just going to be an Uro this turn for us to deal with, in addition to the fact that the Jace is still going, which is not good. And they exiled my 1 Pithing Needle, and we're not playing Karn. So, turn 4 win. Well done, sir. That is a correct modern deck. Turn 4 format, right? It's kind of bad, though. What's kind of bad, though? Karn? Perfectly balanced the way all decks should be. So they put Force Negation on top. We can just mill it. So we can't control the top of deck as well with that Jace out. I mean, I agree with you, but like, okay, put the card draw trigger on the stack, and then I don't really want them to have the Force of Negation. If they wanted to have the Force of Negation, I don't want them to have the Force of Negation. I guess the downside of this is they're still going to be able to play the Uro. Isn't Aetherflux Reservoir better than Oracle? No. Well, yeah, so yeah. So Aetherflux Reservoir in the sideboard, by the way, Jiggy, for Karn to get, that's a potential. I like that better than Weather the Storm. It's not I wouldn't want to use it as the win condition. I would want to use it as a way to keep the lights on. Obviously I haven't played the deck yet, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's got potential. Obviously it's quite expensive, so it'd be hard to do it with a song turn to play the Karn and the Aetherflux Reservoir. Alright, so they drew a Cryptic there. That's not great. I do not particularly want this Inquisition, so I might mill it. But I can draw 2 cards. Maybe we just draw the Inquisition in the next card. I got a Breeding Pool on top. No. If I want to draw 2 cards, I don't want one of them to be an Inquisition right now. Thopter Foundry is A-okay. Go to draw step. Spire's fine. Not great, but fine. Next card, Whir, is good. They don't have the Force of Negation in their hand necessarily. They might have something, but they don't necessarily have the Force of Negation. Probably... No, they didn't have a Remand before. They had the... Okay, that's good. That's very, very good. I mean, it's actually not that good, but it's pretty good. Dredge brings in Leyline of the Void. Yikes. Oh, come on, man. You gotta do that to me? Yeah, I guess so. I'll let your damn Abrupt Decay resolve. Yeah. Okay. I could have fizzled it, but I like sacking the sword. It's fun. Jeez, they have had the nuts this game. They really have. Last time Dredge played Leyline versus me, I did Kinnan into Karn into Ox by hand. They conceded. Nice. I think the Ox is probably getting the cut, by the way, Pygonti. I'll share the primer with you as soon as possible. But actually, I could PM you the commentators link. Yeah. I think you made the cut for the second song, and I think in the fair version, I'm gonna make that same cut. Oh, I already have on my stream decker, so it's likely gonna. They're attacking with the snake. I guess they know they're kind of on the beatdown here. So, yeah, they still have a Cryptic in hand, so we're not in great shape. I don't know. Yeah, let's kill their Quaddle. I guess I could have saved the second Thopter to block the Uro next turn, but I don't know. We're in pretty huge trouble no matter what. We're definitely okay with them drawing another Uro, and I definitely want to draw this Whir. Another Thopter Foundry on top. That ain't not bad. Okay. I mean, we kind of want a Whir for Thopter Foundry. It doesn't really help me, but... Yikes. It's going to kill my Lantern. Yeah, They still easily have enough mana to Cryptic here. They can kill my Sword of the Meek. Oh, yeah. Sure, bud. You, yeah, okay, go ahead. Weird flex. It's an interesting play. They're gonna Mystic Sanctuary something here? No, they don't even have a Fatal Push on top. You can draw a Fatal Push. Go right ahead. Yeah, exactly. Lol, okay, sure. They have a Cling to Dust! Wait, I have 2 more swords. And they don't have... Yeah, that's fine. They didn't have a Cling to Dust, though. I mean, at least they had a reason. They probably think we're playing 1 sword, which is not uncommon in some of the more recent lists, but we are playing more. Oh, we do get to see what they draw. Oh, they drew a bunch of lands. Okay. I don't think we get to see the card that they put second from the top. So Zagoth Triome is on top of an unknown. But we're going to know what it is once they draw with Uro. So we're definitely going to go end of turn Whir for Thopter Foundry, I think. They're going to counter it, then we're going to draw the Thopter Foundry, and we also need to find another sword. So that's not the best. I'd rather have both Codex Shredders ready. Whir. Word up. Yep. What did they... What? Oh, they bounced the Snapcaster. You slick bee. Shoot. Yeah, that was really slick. Okay. But they can't snap Cryptic right now? No, they can. There's another land hiding. So they've got... Yeah. There's a Whir on top. Sweet. Not sweet enough, but sweet. Yeah, we're in some trouble here. Man, these freaking blue Cryptic decks hitting nothing but blue Cryptic decks. We're not hitting any of the decks that we get to prey on in game 1s. Hopefully in some of the next matches we will. Because these are not good matchups, and my opponents have been drawing hot fire. They always have the Force of Negation or what have you. And the Jace is able to keep the quality of their hand high and put their bad cards back on top. And they've just got a lot of stuff going on now. So yeah. No, we're just gonna die on this one. Yeah. Let's just up the quality of life on the stream here and scoop this one out. Okay, so definitely bringing in the chokes. EE does not seem particularly good. Simian Spirit Guides, not so good. I think this time I'll keep all the Whirs and the bridges. I think take out Inquisitions for Spell Pierce this time. Drawing too much interaction was a bit of a problem in one of those games. Second Pithing Needle is probably okay. I need 2 cuts here. They do have ways to attack my graveyard, so maybe we'll take out a sword. No, I mean, does that really make any sense? Sultai is one of the worst possible matchups for us too. All right, I think we got to cut a bridge and maybe an Emry. No, Emry's got to be one of the best cards in the deck. Not just one of the swords, I guess. Because I really would like to have the second Pithing Needle and the 3 lanterns. Getting through the mid game is pretty important for us. Yeah. Definitely want Thoughtseize over Inquisition because a lot of their small ball stuff is not too threatening. Remand is not a great card against us unless they can hit our Whirs, which obviously they're going to be able to leave up 2 mana a good percentage of the time, but We're just taking a slightly different tack sideboarding against Sultai than we did against Temur. Let's see if it works out. This might be the best hand we've drawn so far. Although... No, yeah, it does have turn 1 Inquisition. Because I don't want to play the Soul Guide Lantern on turn 1 and target nothing. Obviously, we could, and it would be fine, but I'd rather play the Inquisition. Maybe we get to snipe a Astrolabe and mess up their hand. Obviously, they're not playing as greedy a deck as... Yikes. Okay, so... 99% sure we're just taking Ashiok. Yeah, we're just taking Ashiok. That is a good dang hand, unless they whiff on mana. So we'll see. We definitely don't need to play the Soul Guide Lantern on turn 2, although if we don't... Uro on top, that's nice. If we don't play the Soul Guide Lantern out early, jeez, this deck likes to flood a little bit. Anyway, as I was saying, if I don't play the Soul Guide Lantern now, next turn they're going to have Mana Leak and Ice Fang Coatl up. So next turn I want to play Sword of the Meek because they're probably just going to let it resolve. It's not super value for them to get it into the graveyard when they have no way to exile it. It's probably not a good idea for them to let that happen. So they should be incentivized to Mana Leak it. Them not drawing a land on that second one was good. The question is... Yeah, that Vista was the land that was in their opener. So... This should be their hand right now, +1, which is pretty good for us. I'm not going to play this Glimmervoid yet. Ooh. Okay, Spell Pierce is going to be nice next turn, because next turn we're going to whir for the... we're going to whir for the Thopter Foundry, and should get there. So this is actually going to be one of those weirdly aggressive games. So the Glimmervoid might actually kind of work out in a way, because... It's going to give us more mana to tear it up with Thopters. So okay, so they're going to Uro here most likely, or I wonder if they'll hold out the Mana Leak if they're worried. So the nice thing about this deck compared to the sort of previous generation of Lantern decks is the fact that we get to pivot into the Thopter Foundry game plan a bunch of the time. Okay, so it's possible they drew Force Negation somewhere along the way, so we're going to whir during their upkeep, and if they Mana Leak me, they're going to get absolutely wrecked. Let's see what they choose here. It's probably dual land. Yeah, Zagoth Triome, sure. Upkeep whir for 2. Go blue, blue, blue. Tap, tap, whir. I'd like to think this is the sound of Thopters being made. I'm adding sound effects to my soundboard. What do I have going on right now? Oh, that'll work for Whir of Invention. Oops, hold on. The sound effect that's the sound effect I've been using for Walking Ballista, but it'll work for Whir of Invention. It's like a rusty whir for Whir of Invention, but I'm okay with that. All right, resolves. Thopter Foundry. Bloop. And their mana for their turn is totally tied down, which is great. They didn't even draw a land. We should be able to deploy enough of a Thopter army that their Jace the Mind Sculptor is not going to be great. Plus we have Soul Guide Lantern in play, so this is one of the best... one of the best possible setups we could have had at this point in the game. Do I want to play this Pyxis, or do I just want to have more Thopter? Doesn't really do anything for me much. I get to exile the top of their deck, but I don't know what that is, so let's just make an extra Thopter. Might be relevant. Never know. Uro. Womp womp. Okay, they're looking for lands here. Spin Urza, hit Echo. Nice! We legacy now, boys! We legacy now. Boils and ghouls. So yield, yes. Go W, tap 1, tap that, yield. Yes, always use your hotkeys. Default for yes is 3. So you can make this pretty slick if you've practiced a little bit. The only problem is the Moto interface lag. You need to sort of get the specific rhythm that Moto wants you to function on. Because there's definitely Magic Online has some chalk to it in terms of being a smooth user experience, and there's a bunch of times where you're going to be able to, or you're not going to be able to do what you would like to do by just trying to click through. Okay, so they can't escape an Uro yet, even if they had enough cards in their graveyard for it. We're just committing all of our mana to this Thopter Foundry plan right now. Because if they have something like Cryptic Command, it's going to take their entire turn to try to do that. Is this Jace? It's got to be Jace. 4 mana Brainstorm. You got it. Okay. So we have to attack Jace with 4 Thopters, which is everything we have in play, which means we also get to put 5 on them. Additionally, on my turn, I could play Pyxis and Ghoulcaller's Bell and exile both the cards they leave on top, which is kind of interesting. Don't know if that's a good idea, but we'll find out. They conceded. Yikes. Okay, so we got a game 3. Very nice. Nice 4-1, Jiggy. Jesus Christ. You are the greatest brewer I know, I think. You're doing it, man. You're freaking doing it. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm glad to take part in the process where I can. Oh, speak of the devil, there's Pensur. Zero lander. Let's ship that one. Opponent mulligans too, so we get some fairness there. Yeah, this is a keeper. Jeez. I think we just ship the Whir. No, hold on. Let's ship the Needle. Yeah. Obviously, Whir is not great with the super low artifact count, but... You're the devil. You certainly are, Alex. You certainly are. Were you sent here by the devil? Say the thing. Jiggy, you do whatever you want. You're tearing it up, so you... Are we trying to mill ourselves and kill them at the same time? No, not necessarily. Although milling ourselves is a reasonable part of every Lantern player diet. We're not trying to mill ourselves. It's just something we will do on the average path to victory. We're going to play Emry here. I know it's going to mill this Codex Shredder, which we'd prefer. We'd like to draw this. There's a very good chance Emry's going to die within the next turn cycle, but they can't currently push her, so that's good. They could have Ice Fang Coatl here as the most likely play, and they're drawing an Arkham's Astrolabe, which is not super good. It looks really fun. Lantern Control is a deck that I really enjoy. Oh, you're talking about Jiggy's deck. Sorry, yeah, Lantern's what we're playing here. No, Jiggy's deck, yeah, Jiggy's deck is you're trying to mill yourself and kill them, yes, because you're playing Thassa's Oracle as a win condition. Lantern is what we're playing here, and it's an abomination. A wonderful, wonderful abomination. Okay, so we can play the Codex Shredder out of our graveyard. They're going to mana leak it, and then we're going to play our Thopter Foundry, I think. This is how this turn was going to go down. What does Lantern do? So Lantern of Insight is the card that's in play right now. That's, you can get the deck list by going here. Lantern of Insight, what it does is it says each player has to play with the top card of their library revealed, and then we use mill cards to control the top of both our and their library. So if there's something on top of my library that I want to draw, I can choose not to. We're going to let them spend their mana leak on this. I would like them to play the game that I want right now. Sounds evil. I love it. Yeah, if you're... This is a very aggressive deck, which is sort of strange considering that it's referred to as Lantern Control, but it's a lot more like Lantern Prison is a more appropriate title, I think. And its spiritual successor at the time was Whir Prison, and Whir Prison is definitely a pretty aggressive deck. All right, are they going to unsummon my Emry, I wonder? Yes, they are. Opponent is thinking with portals. So I want to draw this Botanical Sanctum, but it's tapped. It's a tap land. Choke is really good here. Obviously, Jace is going to let them find more lands. So I think I have to mill a Sanctum and try to find an untapped land if I can. Second choke. I guess that's okay. I want an untapped land. Can't I just have it all? I want it all and I want it now. We'll draw the choke. I'm not happy about it, but we'll draw the choke. Tap this for green and play that. Bloop. Force a negation. Nope. All right. That is spectacular for us. Not a win or anything, but causing 3 of their lands to be locked is pretty good. It's going to make it hard for them to claw their way out. Hopefully we can draw an untapped land on the next turn and the one after. Fast lands are interesting in this deck because I think this one... Maybe I've just had odd games because it feels like this deck can be pretty mana hungry, and especially through the early game. Early game aggression has not been punishing us. So it feels like Shocklands would be better sometimes because then you could get them later on. But then again, we haven't played against aggressive decks where we'd be punished for having those Shocklands, so we shall see. We've been playing against nothing but a pile of stack-based interaction. Oh, and Jiggy, thank you so much for the work you've been doing, because getting to share your work and getting to say to people hey, I'm going to be streaming this tomorrow. I got five follows from F. Pozzel's channel. I wonder what in M21 will change the meta. Well, we're going to find out over the week, because I believe M21 is technically legal on Magic Online right now. Because I saw F. Plausilis was playing Fierce Empath in Lantern, or not Lantern, in Amulet Titan. That's another 1-mana artifact. Opponent is taking their sweet time here. Sweet Steve is taking their sweet time. And Dan, if you're still around, thank you very, very much for the suggested edits to the you faced Wreck deck so far. We faced Teamer Wreck on the first one, which we almost won, mostly due to clock, but they managed to squeak it through. Removing lands for Ren and 6. How many lands is the deck playing? Because the Urza decks were going as low as 20. And they were also expecting to hit, 4 or 5 mana plays. Got Field of Ruin on top. Let's see if they actually have land in their hand. If they activate Jace here, I'm going to probably mill that Field of Ruin. 26 lands, 1 red and 6. Oh yeah, you could cut 2 lands for 2 more red and 6, I think. You do have to be careful about what... Yeah, thanks, Dan. I know I overused commas. Yeah, you could draw Force Negation. There's Delta on top. Okay. This is mid Jace resolution, so... Oh, we get to see the 2 that they drew. Oh, there's a breeding pool in there. And an extra Jace. Shit. That's really nice, because they get to leave. Anyway, thanks, Dan. And again, thanks for the editing. Thanks for the compliment. Thanks for the editing. Oh! I sent it to Damon as well. Okay. Taps the swamp for Astrolabe. To draw Astrolabe? Sure. Veil of Summer. Interesting. Okay. How should I go about which land to cut? I assume it's playing like 10-ish fetches. The biggest question it left me was, what does a losing a game look like? You alluded to combo decks, but I'm wondering what else can go wrong, what you don't want to see from an opponent. That's fair. Do I want this Bauble? Not really. Let's see if I can hit something better. Yikes. Not great. But... Snow-covered island on top is actually kind of funny, because it's not going to untap once I play it. This Jace being in play is kind of a pain in the butt, so hopefully we get to Whir, get rid of that bad boy. Yikes! Cling to dust. Yeah. I think opposing Karns are obviously a problem. I think if we wanted to talk about what can go wrong, I'd have to go down the road of specific matchups, Dan. Because like I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, if I'm going to talk about specific matchups, then I'm able to say things like E-Tron can be a really, really easy matchup or a really brutal one. It's actually kind of 50-50, because if they just go like Chalice 1 into Karn, you are not a happy camper, right? So, you know, obviously you need to be careful about that. All right. So what do I have in my graveyard to play with Emry? And or what's the best thing I can play with Emry? Best thing to play with Emry is probably Bauble, because I want my mana for this Whir. Yeah. And I also know I alluded to... Oh, they're going to cling it? Oh, they're clinging my sword to draw the Abrupt Decay. Sure. If we turn off their Jace, they have to spend both their mana next turn killing my Pithing Needle. So, okay. Not too bad. River of Tears on top of my deck is okay too, because that's a non-island that I'm going to get to play next turn. So it's probably the point at which I'm supposed to Whir while they're tapped down. Tap one of my lanterns. Oops. Okay. Boop. Oh, we're going to shuffle away the River of Tears, unfortunately. So I guess I could have Whirred during their upkeep after I drew with Bauble. Oh, they forced me anyway. Okay. Why did the top card of their library change? Because they drew the Abrupt Decay with the Cling to Dust. Okay, gotcha. We're gonna draw this river. So they've got Abrupt Decay in their hand right now, or they've drawn one. Yeah, this Jace is causing problems. I need to get this Pithing Needle going, but They've just got too many tools. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Part 2 of the article. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that was a pretty exhaustive article, so I felt really awkward, like, talking that much about a single deck personally, especially one that it's weird to feel like an authority or anything about something just because you were the one, like, the first person to make it. But right, am I playing the second choke because I know they have Abrupt Decay? I think so. It's giving them even more time to protect their Jace forever. I think we're probably just playing out this Mishra's Bauble. Oh, no problem, Mare Bear. I know you were out on a walk and doing whatever it is you wanted to do, so no problem there. All right, let's choke it up. Double choke. These islands are never untapping, baby. Jeez. Oh, that's so bad. We're going to be able to mill over their Cryptic, I guess, so it's not too bad. Okay, let's see if they thought... There's got to be an Abrupt Decay on the choke, right? Has to be. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So we'll mill their Cryptic Command in the meantime. We are all out of chokes now, but that's where we're going to be. So maybe because of that, though, we get to Inquisition into Whir for the Pithing Needle, although they're going to pick up an Ashiok, and then we're going to be completely flipped. Well, shit. Yeah, I think we're just done here. They got that Jace down way too quick, and we were just not able to resolve anything against it. Technically, we're not dead here, but I'm just feeling done with this matchup. It's just too brutal. So, not measuring up to the performance that this deck demonstrated in the 5-0 in the prelim. It is true that the blue controlling Cryptic Command decks were not super popular at that point in time. I'm wondering what their sort of matchup spread was in that event. And this is pretty close, right? Because we did get a good game there. That one was kind of close. You know, a couple draws go a different direction. We had that. So, and then also the fact that I'm just not mulliganing this particularly well. Okay, this is awkward. I'm gonna ship that. Double Bridge is just such a sketchy draw. Okay, this is I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna pitch the Sword of the Meek. We have to play one of these 1-drop artifacts on turn 1. Put them mold to 5 though. If they're on green Tron, that's another one of the worst possible matchups for Lantern. So okay, it's probably Gruul. They're not likely to have main decked Artifact Hate. Okay, that's a good pickup because it means I put myself in slightly less danger on turn 1. So we're going to play Shredder, start shredding myself, and then next turn we're going to play Lantern Thoughtseize, and then we should be off to the races here. Boop-a-dee-dee-dee. Doop, doop, boop, 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 boop. I'm concerned, though, because they mulled to 5 and they played Wooded Foot. Oh, it's Dredge. It's probably Dredge. Doy. So, Bridge might be good. Milling them might be good. Just gonna have to avoid dying to Creeping Chill. Black Cleave Cliffs. What? This is something unfair? Oh, it's Hollow One. Well, they discarded one of their Hollow Ones, and they can't get that Blood Gas back yet. So that's a hell of a thing. All right. We can't play both of these anyway, so let's play Lantern first. Burning Inquiry on top. Okay, let's see what's going on in their hand. Thoughtseize is fine. I can lose the 2 life here to make sure that they're not doing anything goofy. All right, we get the Gurmangler that they could play next turn, and they could Croxa Burning Inquiry, and then they could Croxa and then Burning Inquiry. So the question is, do I let them draw the Burning Inquiry? Probably not. I don't want to lose my bridge. This is a... It's an interesting matchup. Okay, Croxa is fine. Probably just pitch my Inquisition here. Actually, nah, yeah, because if I draw 1 more land, we're good to Whir. On the turn after, obviously, but I think we're going to mill ourselves on our upkeep because I am really looking for a land here. So this is Lantern doing Lantern things. We're controlling the top of both players' libraries. There, we've got a Croxa coming. I've got cards I don't really mind. Soul Guide Lantern's a good pickup because I get to snipe their Croxa, and I can use it as a card draw. Drawing that now is probably okay. Because they're going to be able to play their Croxa but not escape it. Or I could just naturally draw that next turn. Yeah, probably just naturally draw it next turn. Because I don't want to sack my Soul Guide Lantern for no value right now. And being able to exile their graveyard is super valuable. So next turn we'll be able to just like Glimmervoid Bridge, and then the next turn we Whir for whatever we want. At the time. Unless they Croxa. Then I have to ditch my Whir here. I think I have to ditch the Whir. Yeah. Yeah, let's just ditch the Whir. It's fine. We've got 3 more. Easy Whir. Yeah, I think so. We just play the bridge next turn, and that should be all she wrote, because I think their deck is one of those busted linear decks that just doesn't have room for interaction in game 1. So their path to victory from this point is very, very slowly filling up their graveyard and then playing out Croxas over and over and over again to bolt me. But I don't think that's a winning strategy. Yay! Yay, magic. My analysis was correct. All right, so Soul Guide Lantern, good. Spell Pierce, good. Pithing Needle, not good? Pretty sure. Leyline, no. Bontu's Last Reckoning is probably worth having, which is kind of sick. I love this card. I think we can cut some of the early discard. And I am not sold on these 2 of Simian Spirit Guide. That's so goofy. You like Welding Jar? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Good catch. Engineered Explosives is probably not good here. And then if we're going to cut one more thing, maybe a Whir, because I'm bringing a 3-mana spell. I'll be back in 2 seconds, and we will get Brutality instead of Seize. Really? It's slow, though. We're on the draw here, so think about that for a second. So I guess the life loss from Thoughtseize is relevant. Gain 2 is relevant. Kill the 1/2 is relevant. Empty hand faster bridge also is. Yeah, alright. The thing is, a lot of their creatures are bigger, but alright. Let's roll. You convinced me. Turn 1 Soul Guide Lantern is kind of everything I'm about here. And we're going to be worrying on turn 3, in theory, for Thopter Foundry. Or on turn 4 for... Yeah, this is good enough. If they nut draw us, it's going to be trouble, but we shall see. Turn 1 Burning Inquiry. Yeah, buddy. Oh, we didn't discard our sword. We did draw a non-Glimmervoid land, which is good. Uh-oh, Street Wraith. Oh no! Alright, here come the Hollow Boys. Okay, just the one. They don't have anything that we need to exile with Soul Guide Lantern, but having the Lantern in play is pretty ideal. So we'll play it, we'll snipe out their, I don't know, their Street Wraith. In theory, I could just pop this right now to take out their whole graveyard in case of a turn 2 Gurmag Angler. But I don't think I can. I used to play Lantern some years ago. I played all the Busted Mox Opal decks. Okay. I played only blue-black Thopter Sword, and then I play-tested a bunch of... tested a bunch of Lantern and a bunch of Whir Prison. Whir Prison was one of the least enjoyable times I've ever played any amount of Magic. Oh, okay, so we can now play Pyxis plus Codex Shredder, which means the next turn we can Whir for 3 and get the bridge, which will prevent the Hollow one from attacking at the least. So, and then it's possible if they play another Burning Inquiry or something like that, we get to discard the sword. Hopefully not the Whir, or hopefully we just draw another bridge. Discarded a Whir, drew a new Whir. That's how you like to see it. And we got a Welding Jar, so that's nice. Means I don't have to tap my Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, and oh, sorry, that was actually my opponent who said that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we should be safe here at 8. The Flame Blade Adept is going to attack us, or is going to be able to attack us a little bit, but should be okay. Okay. We're going to wait for them to go to the beginning of combat or cast something, because if they cast something that's going to pump the Flame Blade Adept, that's good. Because it'll be too big to attack through the bridge. Flamewake Phoenix. Okay. So we're going to take 3/4 this turn, which is acceptable. But the next turn, we just really need to not draw land. If we draw land next turn, we are in trouble. We're for the bridge, and hope it is strong enough. Not playing the Cloister, no. We're not even playing Song of Creation. What are we doing? Come on. So River of Tears, yeah. So in Future Sight, they did a cycle of lands that are each from a different cycle that don't exist or that didn't exist when they created them. So River of Tears cycle has not been completed. The one for red black was completed literally the next block, which was the ones with the split mana symbols. Crap, what do they call them? The hybrid mana. Graven Cairns is the name of the card. Horizon Canopy was the green-white one. That one has been partially completed. They completed the enemy color ones, which means the allied color ones are somehow still missing, which is very strange. Thanks everybody. Yeah, filter lands. The slang term is filter lands, but they use the hybrid mana symbol for the actual functionality of them. All right, hopefully they don't have Lightning Bolt here to end me, because I can't block that. So, cannot block the Flameblade Adepts. Cycles Street Wraith, okay. Going to 2. Okay. So yeah, if you check out Future Sight, you can find the rest of the cycle. Mill you EOT. Yeah, we're going to be milling myself a bunch now. We already milled over our Inventors Fair, unfortunately, but... Do I want a Pyxis? I guess I want a Pyxis. Thank you for the follow, Zamkey Hood XD. If there is something you would prefer that I refer to you as than that slightly mouthy combination of syllables, please let me know. No land, no land, no land, no land. Don't draw land. That's land. Okay. Do I have any way to live here? Don't have any way to live. I can use Zam. You got it, Zam. I will do my best. So I can use Soul Guide Lantern to draw a card. And then see where we get from that. So unfortunately, I have to draw and find something helpful to live. We're at 1. I guess if they can't discard. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Good catch. Okay, so we'll just return Soul Guide Lantern here. Yeah, good catch. Sorry, they cracked in for 2 last turn because they had a Street Wraith, which they don't have now. Let's just take away the gimmick. Stop. What? Crack Codex for Whir. Oh yeah. Then Whir for Foundry. Yeah. That is clearly what to do. Well, let's hope I get to do that. I mean, as long as we don't draw a land here, right? There's not that many lands in this deck, so we statistically we should not draw land here. But you are correct. We should have done that because then we would have a guaranteed survival here. But okay, looks like we made it despite my misplay. Good catch though. So live and learn, people. And we want this lantern because now we can control both players' draws. We still have enough mana to crack the Codex. They can draw Hollow One all they want. Goblin Lore. We might exile their Goblin Lore. I think we'll exile their Goblin Lore. Okay, so it looks like we might finally have a match win here, which is nice. They can shuffle in response if I go to Pyxis the top of their library. Because I'm fine with exiling a Bauble at this point. I don't need that. Cycle Hollow One. Sure. To draw the Goblin Lore? I guess so. I guess I could Lantern them and just replay the Lantern on my turn. So my hand is going to be Whir. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Soul Guide Lantern now? Did you mean? Huh. I'm not concerned either way, really. Okay. So let's get back my Whir. Okay. Well, that's a draw. So if I play this Lantern right now, I can't Whir, but I can Bontu's. Their haste creatures have 2 power, so I think this is okay. There's one of them now. Let's just exile a top card of each library first. See if we can't set them up in a way. I guess they have a... Play the Whir? Oh, I guess I can Whir and start gaining life. Sure. But I can do that at the beginning of combat. Once they've made the decision about attacking with the Flameblade Adept. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, you're right. Okay, they're going to shuffle. We're going to get to see what they draw, so I don't need to worry. Another Flameblade Adept, so that's fine. So we'll see if they sort of play into it, because I'll be able to block and kill the Flameblade Adept if it attacks, which is valuable. Emry's better than their board. Yeah, exactly. Like, that was the thing I got to... Okay. Okay. We're... Whee! We got a Brutality on top. That'll gain us some life. That is not bad. And also eat the other Flameblade Adept they are likely to play. So we're going to go to 1 again. Sack Bauble and one of the Soul Guide Lanterns is what we're gonna do here. And then group block the Flameblade Adept. Yeah, I goofed because I let them attack with the... Oh, we're getting the sword back. Yeah. I would have realized once the sword triggered on the first sack. Sorry, I'm not completely hooked into this game right now. I don't know why. I'm just a little floaty today. I did a lot of work on that primer, so I think my brain is a bit of a sponge or like a wet noodle. I believe my opponent is in the grieving phase. This is what I describe as the grieving phase, which is funny because their chat in the text box here has been very good-natured. Speaking of which, just for everyone who's watching this right now, I would like to share with you something I truly believe about Magic the Gathering Online, which is, I think if you introduce yourself at the beginning of the game and you say something like, good luck, have fun, to your opponent, as I do every single game, or I try to do it every single match, I think it opens the door for positive interactions rather than just being this silent void mess. And I've just mostly had very positive experiences thanks to that. So I'm not going to blame it on that. I'm not going to say it's a perfect system or anything, but I think people overblow the salt and the crappiness of people on Magic Online, and you can really make a lot of good connections. I know I have, so... I'm going to write a report about the tournament on Sunday. Oh, the one that you're going to do? Yeah, so we did create a primer. It's going through, I'm going to say editing right now, Pensur, and it's almost done. It should be posted to Reddit by tomorrow. And I... Yeah, the funny thing, Pygonti, the funny thing is when you play anything that people, like, don't like as your deck, and you say good luck, have fun, because I do it no matter what deck I'm playing, right? And I play lots of different decks on the channel here, but it is really funny when you play something that, like, a lot of people kind of object to, like Red Prison or Lantern Control or, you know, even things like Dredge. I bet if I played Dredge at some point and I good luck, have fun people, I bet I will get some salt because they'll be like, yo, you type GLHF or good luck and have fun, and then you're playing that deck. I can't believe this, which I think is funny. I respect all of the beautiful parts of our modern metagame. They're all part and parcel of the... They're pumping the Flameblade Adept. Interesting choice. Why double block? It has Menace. This card has Menace. Menace. The real question is why did they pump it? Why did they pump it real good? Because it didn't affect the combat math in any relevant way. All right, are we good to go to my turn here? We are. So we draw the Brutality. I think I'm just going to pitch this Bontu's Last Reckoning to the Brutality and go after their hand and gain life. Because I don't need to kill any of their creatures. Escalate with 2. Yeah, there's the concession. I wonder if my bolts are the face-down cards. Either way is GG's. So they did, in fact, have lightning bolts somewhere in their deck. Okay, so that's one match win for us. Even on Hearthstone, people added me to insult me after games. Well, but here's the problem, because that happened to me too, Pensewer, and I always let people add me. I always let people friend me after matches, even though I knew it was going to be for Salt. And I always tried to talk to them rationally, which obviously is like, you know, not always appropriate if someone's having an emotional response to try to access them on a sort of logical level. But I would like to hope that somewhere among the people that I interacted with on Hearthstone, that some of them appreciated it at some point. Because usually what I explain to them, because they'd be like talking about how lucky I was, or net decking, or whatever, I would just explain something about whatever aspect. Whenever someone says hello me on MTG Arena, they're usually a spammer. MTG Online could be different for sure, though. Yeah, well, the thing with Arena, though, and just like Hearthstone, you can't properly interact with people in the game, so it's hard for people to know what the intention behind your emoting is. We're on the play here. I think this hand is acceptable. We got turn 1, Pithing Needle or Inquisition, which is probably Inquisition. And then turn 2, we can go Spirit Guide, Pithing Needle, Emry, and kind of be off to the races. People add me literally asking me to kill myself. Yeah, I mean, you could just ignore stuff like that. Like, that's... And but the thing is that like, I mean, I've been on the internet since I was a teenager playing things like StarCraft, right? And like, that's just what the internet's like. And I don't, you know, it's not nice. Oh, double Aether Vial, we got Pithing Needle. Gross. The internet, it's not nice that the internet's like that. It's not nice that people use their anonymity that way. But like, just be the best force for good you can in the universe. Try to lead by example, and just accept that some people are not going to follow. Like, they're just not. And there's you know, it's not the end of the world, but I think it's worth doing. I think it's worth doing. If you don't have the energy and you don't care, that's fine. I'm a hacker for sure. I drew that Mantis Rider off the top because the FBI paid me to do it. Also a good response. We just milled Lantern of Insight and Codex Shredder, and their hand currently is pretty garbage against us. I do wonder if they will cast their Phantasmal Image this turn to copy my Emry. Not likely, since the only artifact in their deck is Aether Vial. So they have to natty draw a 3rd land in order to be able to... Oh, they're up to Champion of the Parish. That's a good draw. We are going to build up to Whir for Bridge pretty quickly here. Oh, actually, next turn we'll have it. Good. What do I want first? I think I want Lantern first. So it's Lantern or Codex Shredder. Codex Shredder obviously gives me more cards in my own graveyard, with which I can bring back things with Emry. The thing is, if they pick up a land, which we know they're going to do, they're going to be able to Reflector Mage my Emry, and then they have Phantasmal Image, so they'll be able to do that again the next turn. So you really want to get this bridge out. And it is likely in their main deck they're not going to have too many ways to deal with a bridge. My point was simply that the MTGO community is pretty good compared to other communities we've been part of. I completely agree with that. That's London, Ontario, for reference for anyone that is wondering what Alex is talking about. And Alex, I'm just wondering a little bit why that's an appropriate thing to bring up here and now. Obviously, it's important. Like, I'm not saying it's not, but what? Liberian war criminal. That's weird, but okay. I mean, I guess it's weird that Canada has Liberian war criminals in it. We could whir for Thopter Foundry instead. We're only going down to 2 cards in hand this turn. So depending on what my opponent plays this turn, we'll decide which direction we want to go with our whir. I think Thopter Foundry will just end this game very quickly. It was not random lol, or at least that's the prevailing theory. I mean, I understand that. Okay. So if we go get the bridge right now, they'll be able to attack for 5. Sorry, they'll be able to attack for 3 with just the Reflector Mage. We're still not... We could play Emry next turn, but playing Emry is just playing into their Phantasmal Image, which is not particularly useful. So I think I just go get the Thopter Foundry, because we're going to be able to overwhelm their board pretty quickly. No, Bridge is safer, right? Why Bridge and not Thopter? I think Bridge is safer in the long game. Yeah, so mill is a keyword for every card now. They updated Magic Online right away. So, okay, since for some reason I was talking and I missed my window there, in theory we're gonna whir for Thopter Foundry here because it's the smarter way to do that because I made that set of choices, but I think we'll still get Bridge. And we're just gonna look like idiots, but that's okay, because I don't care. So we just took an extra 3 damage. Sorry, an extra 2 damage. They play Kudro, Kessig, Malcontents. Yeah. You mean the Foundry's better? Yeah. Well, I agree, but we have to fight. They have reasonably sized creatures, Pygonti. And I think we'll have time to find the Thopter Foundry, because they're not... No, I know, but we're spending 2 mana per turn just to block. Yeah. All right, fine. So we can take their Phantasmal Image, play Emry, and get 1 Thopter this turn. Or we can just Inquisition them. Because I want to Inquisition their Phantasmal Image, I'm pretty sure. The backseat gaming. I mean, that's what having a chat's all about. Yeah, we're going to Inquisition them. We're probably taking Phantasmal Image. They have another Reflector Mage. All right, so I'm not playing Emry anytime soon. Yeah, just take the Phantasmal Image. And they're drawing Unclaimed Territory, which is not useful. So then we're just going to make 2 Thopters. And if they just attack with these 2, we can kill the Reflector Mage. Because we'll have a 2/3 and a 1/1. So that's good. Yeah. What is up, Brian? I hope you're doing well. If you'd like, I have people reading the primer that Jiggy Wiggy and I created on the Kinnan Erosa deck. If you want to look that over and give me any feedback before we publish it tomorrow, that would be appreciated. One friend of ours who is a creator for one of the the podcasts that I like. Already went through and did the majority of what I would refer to as the edits, like just catching things that are like grammatical kind of problems, but grammatical kind of problems. But I would appreciate, as always, the Brian Ching seal of approval on the general setup of it. They conceded. Did they not think I knew how Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meek worked? Anyway, if you're interested in that, Brian, because I don't know what you're up to right now, but maybe you want to engage with some Magic content. Okay, do I want Brutality here? Most of the sideboard seems not great. So I think what they're going to be boarding in, if they're boarding in anything to... So definitely Bontus. Maybe Brutalities. Killing Thalia is pretty important. I play humans. I know how to make myself cry. Well, I hope your whatever work you're doing is good. I think we do want the Spirit Guides in this matchup because things like Thalia can mess up our game trying to get to what we need to play. We don't need Soul Guide Lantern at all. Yeah. Brutality is always awkward against humans because their creatures get so big so fast. Most of the time. So it's awkward. If I don't do that, this is what it looks like. I think we've got a pretty good configuration. I kind of want the second Pithing Needle to get their Aether Vials. Because getting Aether Vial on turn 1 like that, it's savage. They had a pretty bad draw that game, though. Maybe one Whir out for one Pithing Needle. I guess worrying for bridge and stuff like that is so important. Take out an Inquisition. Or actually a Thoughtseize. Most of their stuff is low CMC. Probably want both Thoughtseizes out, to be perfectly honest. It's just so crappy to play Collective Brutality against Thalia, but I guess playing Bontu's less crappy against Thalia isn't too much better. So Humans is a deck that we're happy to play against, that's for sure. I guess I could cut the Ghoulcaller's Bell or like the Pyxis of Pandemonium just for a bit more interaction. Oh, wait. Yeah, just try the Collective Brutality. Sure, let's try it like this. Because there's nothing in their deck that I need to exile rather than put in the graveyard. They have no graveyard synergy. Post side is very difficult. Yeah, it could be. It's bank work, pretty boring because it's all online. Yikes. I mean, I guess a lot of work is boring because it's online right now. Okie dokie. Can I keep this? I think we can. We have early bridge. Turn 2 sword. This hand is stupid, but I think it's a keep. So the Spire of Industry doesn't tap a black mana at all. But I think our setup for bridge here is going to be quick enough that we're going to be okay. I think. So, Hierarch? Yeah, sure. This hand is busted? Oh, I don't know about that. It's okay. I'm assuming you're thinking we're just going to play turn 2 bridge and then turn 3 brutality, discard 2 cards. Just for funsies. We definitely are going to discard the sword. I mean, that's basically free. Land Simian sword, turn 2 brutality, and hope we draw the 3rd mana source. Yeah, all right. But playing the sword means I don't get to discard the sword. Turn 2 Foundry Brut? What? I'm not quite understanding. So you think I should play the sword out on turn 1? Spire is Foundry. Oh, okay. Just play the sword. Alright, fine. Alright, fine. We shall see. We shall see, my friend. I was willing to slow roll this, but... Oh, no, of course. Yeah, I thought you were Italian. I was wondering what that was. I hope my Andrea Mengucci occasional impersonations or whatever are not offensive. Yeah, that's the bad news. I guess the route I was going to take was not going to end up any better, so... So we're just playing Emry this turn. Which is fine. Can lose some life. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about dying yet. It's just we can't cast this Ensnaring Bridge right now. What we can do next turn is Brutality the Thalia. Okay, they don't know what's in my hand, so they got to guess here. So it's going to be Whir or Ensnaring Bridge. And then they're going to be able to crack in for 5. Potentially they could play something else too, but they have Thalia's Lieutenant. Probably naming Whir, I would guess. Nope, Thopter Foundry. I think that's pretty unwise. I think that's a loose meddling mage. I'm glad they don't have Thalia's Lieutenant. That would be a lot of damage cracking in. Release the Kraken in. That is why they did not name Whir. But that's fine. We can't Bontu though. We can't Bontu. It costs 4 mana. Oh, you mean Brutality and then Bontu next turn? Yeah. I think we're gonna Brutality for 2 modes. I think we go -2/-2 and drain them. So if they have Kite Sail for my bridges, just equip Emry. I need to kill the Thalia, dude. I don't have the mana to play the Bontu's Last Reckoning next turn. I need to kill the Thalia. So I think we're just going to kill the Thalia. And I'm not going to do anything with escalating. It would be nice to drain them for 2, but I think we just go drain or kill the Thalia, and the next turn we Bontu's, and then next turn we bridge. Which we don't have the mana for yet, but we'll see. Because I killed Thalia, I can pick up the Bauble. It'll rebuy, yeah. So we're only taking 7 so far this turn. If they have Thalia's Lieutenant, we take 9. So, okay, that's a good sign. Yeah, well, we need to hit the land for next turn, so we're cracking this Bauble. But hopefully what they play is... Oh, that's Kite Sail, right? No, that's Kudro. Okay, so we're gonna take 9. How did you cast Bauble? Why doesn't it cost 1? Do you see a Thalia on this board? Do you see it? Why we need land? Oh, right, the Thalia's dead. See, this is me. I explained the thing, and then... Yeah. I think we're going to crack the Bauble anyway, though, because we don't need the bridge to lock them out yet, and we're okay to draw more resources. So we'll Emry, rebuy the Bauble, and then Wrath. And hopefully their ability to rebuild is not that good. Okay. So Bauble. I guess I could just leave these Baubles in play for now for sure. Because if I need to get a low bridge, then we can do that. What about a Wrath? What now? What now, opponent? Huh? That's right. Get out of here. I'd crack some. Yeah, I think so. Because if we draw a single blue source, we can play Emry. So maybe we'll just crack 1 Bauble. Please no Mantis. Yeah, that's the hope. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay. Let's draw a land. Reflector Mage. Oh my god. So I think we're just dead, huh? That does not have the text I think it does, right? Yeah. Yeah. So it's not forced to bounce one of their guys. Yeah, we're just dead. They had the perfects. And Bontu's not letting you untap is a problem. But we wouldn't have been able to play it if it was Damnation, so. Yikes. Yikes. Well, now we're on the play, so hopefully we can snag this one. Because that game, like so many games, goes totally different on the play. Yeah, your opponent's just like, I guess I had game on top. I mean, it was reasonable also that they could just have another human in their hand. Like, if they had any human in their hand, I'm dead on board, right? So, because they had one more card, if I'm not incorrect. I think they had one more card. Maybe they did have one. Yeah, I think they had one. I mean, my opponent can draw a card after the game ends, right? If they want to, so. All right. That's a really good opener. Yeah, I'm keeping that one. Yeah. Okay. So I can Bauble myself and then Shredder myself if I don't like what's on there. Because we're playing Emry next turn with all our mana. I think that's what I'm going to do. Spire. I don't need another land right now. 1-drop artifact would be preferable. So would a redundant copy of Bridge in some fashion. That'll work. A little too heavy on the lands, but I'll take it. Emry, Lurker of the Loch. So now we've got 2 ways to get this bridge in play. So as long as they don't have turn 2 Thalia, we're going to be in okay shape. We already got a Sword of the Meek in our graveyard, so that's pretty good. And there's a lantern that I can unearth. Okay, so this is champion. Oh, are they on a 1-lander or are they about to Roy me? Am I being Royed? You can give me that Roy rage? For all newcomers, quote, Roy. Roy is one of my best Magic playing friends, and he has a super excellent habit of always wrecking you with the optimally timed land drop. That's a yikes. Never not a Thalia. All right, well, We have lots of lands to get through the tax. So we're not in big trouble. I will play out this Lantern of Insight. I guess they had to Thalia there. If they had any other play in their hand, it was basically moot because there was a bridge in my graveyard. So they have Aether Vial on top. Yeah, you can draw Aether Vial. It's all yours, friendo. It's all yours. We're definitely going to mill our Ghoulcaller's Bell. So we should be in an okay spot with this. Actually, the big problem is if they have Meddling Mage. Because if they Meddling Mage bridge, we have a bridge in the graveyard. We have a bridge in our hand. That's all our bridges, so we can't whir for a bridge. So hopefully this has got to be Kite Sail. Yeah, that's perfect. Because they're actually going to take a card out of my hand, and no matter what they take, I'm still going to be able to get a bridge into play. The problem is the Thalia is making it so that it's going to be a little slow. Oh boy. Also Thalia's Lieutenant? Meddling. Son of a bee! I forgot that their Vial was on that already. Yeah, so now we're in big trouble. We do have a Sword of the Meek in our graveyard. And this Whir can be cast this turn for Thopter Foundry. So, yeah. But Rutrow is definitely the correct response. Rutrow, Raggy! We may be in some trouble, folks. Gonna play the other Aether Vial? You can't play Aether Vial. Nice try. Mill? We're gonna mill them. I don't want them having the Phantasmal Image. Unless you were talking about mill me, but I don't want them having another Meddling Mage. Maybe you were talking about me. So we're just going to whir for Thopter Foundry this turn, so I can leave Emry to block, because if she plays any... How can we win this? Thopter Foundry. We're going to go get Thopter Foundry with the whir that's under the Kite Sail Freebooter. Right. No, that's on me. Somehow I thought I would, but I was like, oh yeah, the Meddling Mage dealt with the bridge, so the Whir of Invention is still in my hand, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're in huge trouble. I have no idea how we can win this. I guess I play the Ghoulcaller's Bell and I try to mill myself to a Thopter Foundry on the next turn. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do. Well, we get 4 digs. The problem is Whir is not fast enough anymore. Meddling Mage on top. Well, we'll be able to hit that with the Ghoulcaller's Bell, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, how much are they attacking for now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. And then next turn, we'd be taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would put us the Xaxes. So let's see what I can find this turn. So happy to mill that. Thalia on top's not useful for them yet, so mill myself. I think I can wait to block for next turn. It doesn't... No, wait, hold on. Waiting the block or not waiting the block doesn't matter, right? We just have to rip it. Because if I take 5 this turn, then I'm taking 9 the next turn. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right. So let's just block now. Better to wait and rip it. But like the Emry doesn't affect anything, right? I don't think she does. It does? Well, I guess if I manage to rip it. I'm being an idiot. Sorry, folks. Okay. Upkeep, stop. Yeah. No, yeah, we should have... Yeah, we shouldn't have done it. That's not gonna do it. Alright, we're just dead. I guess I could have lanterned. But assuming that lantern is random, yeah, we're just dead. No, I should have shuffled, but that would have been one random look, and at that point it had to be Thopter Foundry, which is a 3 of. I think we're just toast here. Yeah. Yeah, they had the nuts. They had Kite Sail, Meddling Mage, and Thalia. Yeah, exactly. So, nothing we can do. Foundry or EE. Yeah, that's true. Engineer Explosives would have done. Well, we needed to... Yeah, because we had exactly 5. Close one. Very close one. But yeah, Humans is able to take you apart. I mean, there's a reason Humans is one of my favorite decks in Modern. One of the best sort of... If I want to play an aggressive creature deck, Humans is like the coolest thing. The synergies were also... Yes, Whir would... No, most of our artifacts were tapped. I don't think we could Whir for enough and have any mana left over. Maybe we'd have the 1. All we need is 1. So, close one there. Very close one there. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing my best today. I'm not sure why. Again, brain's a bit sponge noodle-like. Alright, let's ship this one. Zero lander is not where I want to be. That's fine. Not good, not too bad. Definitely ship one of the Glimmervoids here. These are not safe with this hand. Pyxis is kind of crappy on turn 1, but we do get to go turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 Whir for Thopter Foundry. So if they're playing any kind of deck which is sad against Foundry, then we are going to be happy campers. They mulled to 5, so... Druid? Or maybe Niv Mizzet? Niv Mizzet mulling to 5 is not too likely, but... Alright. There's a chance that we're going to bauble ourselves at end of turn to improve the quality of our next draw. So if you all remember what we were talking about there. Our opponent is already unhappy. For some reason, people think that just because I say good luck and have fun, I'm going to play a deck that prescribes to their... or that matches their prescribed notion of fun. They're playing Amulet Titan? Okay, so what does my main deck have for this matchup? It's not particularly well set up. We don't have Damping Sphere or anything. Yeah. We just have to luck out a little bit over the next little while. We might want... We might want to Whir for... We might want to Whir for Lantern as quickly as possible, but... But I think we're probably getting Bridge early. And then we have to be able to beat the... Then we have to beat the Dryad of the Elysian Grove. One of my favorites from an outsider perspective. Yeah, fun to watch, less fun to play against. Or some people don't even like playing it. Read this with a sad tone. I don't think this is a good deck anymore. With the Opal ban, Lantern cards became weaker and weaker just because you have to count on the single power of each card rather than the consistency of the whole deck. 1 CMC artifacts are not that good. While I agree with you in theory, in practice, there's been a bunch of decks right now that are way better than people would have thought they would be right now. So I'm not entirely sure I buy that. Okay, so we're going to be able to whir for bridge. The problem is, once they get the Titan that they should have this turn, which I'm assuming they have this turn. Well, maybe not. Oh yeah, see you, Brian. Is this bridge or foundry? I think it's foundry. If they're not tightening me this turn, it might be foundry. Because we can go on the aggressive a little bit. Yeah. Well, and he's also playing they are also playing a busted linear deck. So it's like, you're playing a deck that just beats up on everyone, right? Like, what are you complaining about? It's one of those, like, weird, like, privilege arguments where you're like, I don't really understand what you're upset about. Like, you eat decks like this for breakfast most of the time, so I don't really buy you being upset about this. I don't care for that. All right. I guess there's an interesting question about if I should EE the Sakura Tribe Scout, but I don't think so. The problem is they're going to be able to get, if I get Bridge or if I get Thopter Foundry, after they Titan, they're going to be able to get a Teleria West and Teleria West for their Engineer Explosives, assuming they're playing it. So they have an out no matter what I get. Thopter Foundry gives me a better residual than Ensnaring Bridge would. If they kill my Ensnaring Bridge, I end up with nothing. If they kill my Thopter Foundry and Sword, I'm going to end up with like 4, and then, so 9 Thopters in play, which could kill them reasonably fast because they're at 16. So we're going to see where this goes. Now, the other interesting thing that they could do is they get the Teleria West, and then they Teleria West for Summoner's Pact, and then they Summoner's Pact for Dryad. They can try to kill me that way. I'm interested to see which line they take. Do they still play EE? I assume so. I would, but I don't know. And here comes the Titan. Ladies and gentlemen, entering the arena, Primeval Titan. From the core set with the mostest. Have fun, lol. Okay, a Slayer Stronghold. Go to combat. Can't attack. I mean, they can attack with Sakura Tribe Scout, which would be funny. Okay, so tap this, sack this. Okay. Always yield. Yes. Tap this, sack that. The question is, yeah, your opponents do tilt against Lanterns sometimes. Do I want to Bauble here? I think I do, because I have plenty of things worth drawing. So let's see what's on top of their deck. Sakura Tribe Scout, not useful. Yeah. We just want to know what they're up to. They do have to pay for their pack next turn. We picked up a Whir. Well, that's perfect, because we're going to get to Whir when they go to combat, and they're not going to know that it's coming. So that's great. I do wonder if I should play out EE on 1, because it doesn't affect what else I'm doing. I think so, because it looks like I'm playing it proactively against their Sakura Tribe Scout and the fact that I know they're drawing another one. Sure. What is this? Roll turf, sure. Yeah, they're fucked. I would have done in last turn. Yeah. Just to be sure not to get blown out by an omelet. Yeah, that's fair. It's funny because after playing the Kinnan Uroza deck for like, a week and a half, when I was watching you learn it, I was like, how is he not seeing this line? Oh my god, he's forgetting about Urian. And then, I play almost nonstop. I'm playing decks I've never played before on my channel, and all the time I'm just like goofing them up. So it's funny to like, and I know that, and it's funny to watch other people and just occasionally be like, I know this deck so well. How are they screwing up so badly? Because we're all a little goofy. I think they're getting they're gonna get the Dryad. You can whir for Needle for Teleria. Yeah, they did that. So they're hoping to get me with the Valakut triggers, but they're not even going to be able to attack here. So that's going to be funny. Oh, hold on. Tap the things that don't matter that they're tapped. Whee! Would you like to scoop, opponent? I think you would. Attack with Secure Tribe Scout. Do it. I just want to expose my lines. Not sure they're correct, but there's no delay. It's fun. Oh, yeah, of course. Like, no problem, dude. I'm happy to learn, and I enjoyed watching your stream because it felt like you were like me in that way. One of the things I was saying to Jiggy is like, I liked watching your stream partially because you're just so unfazed by anything. Like, you're just like super old school. I shouldn't have played that land because I could get in for an additional point of damage. But that's fine. We'll get in for enough. You're just so unfazed by everything. Like, I watched your opponent play like the second reality smasher at one point and attack you to 1, and you're like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can win this game, no problems. And I was like, what the hell, man? Like, which on like some days I'm like that, but in the challenge on the weekend where Jiggy 7-0'd, I went 4-3, and 2 of my losses were to E-Tron just coming out of the woodwork and just eating me alive. Top card of their library is Fierce Empath. That gets another Titan. I do not like that, so we're going to get rid of that one. Vesuva copies any land. That is fine. You may draw that. So remember, folks, my Pyxis of Pandemonium has their Fierce Empath exiled under it. So if I use it, I'll be able to play that, put a 1/1 into play, and search my library for any of my 6-cost creatures and put them in my hand, which I definitely have. And we're going to Pyxis their Primeval Titan for show. Nice hand! Tight. That is tight. Love it. I did the goof. I didn't attack first. I'm being super, super sloppy. My bad. That's me being an asshole. Because they're clearly dead. If I don't screw that up. Still lethal. I can't attack. I have 0 cards in hand. They have another Titan on top. They're going to play the Azusa? Why? I mean, we're still gonna kill him, but like, that was goofy. I don't understand why they're still in this game. Obviously, I guess they think I'm gonna screw that up again, even though I wasn't on the previous turn. Okay, I don't need to do this, but I'm doing it anyway, just for funsies. Just getting my reps in, brah. Just getting my reps in. Just getting my headshots, you know. Got to do what we do, how we do. I understand the clock could be a concern in this match, so this is actually a terrible idea, but it's fun, so I'm going to do it. 'Cause time is an issue. Yeah, sure, I'm attacking with Emry. Fucking block me. Do it! Oh, they took my Emry hit! What a tilt. What a punt. Opponent has no idea what they're doing. Took the Emry damage. What an ultramaroon. Alright, I think Spell Pierce is probably okay. Choke is hilarious, so yeah. Bontu's Last Reckoning, potentially very good. And Welding Jar, because I'm assuming they're going to have Force of Uyghur. We can cut some Inquisitions. Choke. I suggest you not to? Okay, that's fair. You think it's greedy? Like Needle? You want to Needle Teleria West? I think Engineered Explosives is generally not great here. Soul Guide Lantern is not useful at all. Okay. If F Pause Lules says not to, then I will trust that as well. He's the master of cooking those omelets. I think we take Spirit Guide out. I guess we're on the draw, so Spirit Guide is probably better here. Do I actually want Spell Pierce? Is Spell Pierce something we want? Why Choke is bad? So Choke is very cute, unless they just kill you with Primeval Titan. Like, half of the way the deck is going to beat you. Yeah, it's only good in some spots. I think Choke, it depends on what deck you're playing. Because, like, if you're playing a deck with more interaction than what we have, then Choke is probably better. I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of Choke for this matchup. It's just awkward for us because it's expensive and it's chunky. Yeah. That's true. We're not playing Whir Prison where we have like ghost quarters and received your set of kin in the mail today. Damn, dude, your mail is fast. I ordered mine on Saturday night and they haven't even been shipped yet. And they're going to take about a week once they get shipped. Obviously, everything's backed up here, but still. All right, we're going to board like this. I'm not bringing in the Spell Pierce. And then on the play... Okay, this is good. On the play... This hand is hilarious. Can I keep this? Yeah, it's got to be a mall. Ooh, how's the hair color, Mirror Bear? This hand is much better, right? Keep this. Are we bottoming Inquisition? That can't possibly be right. We need to attack their hand. We're bottoming Spire. New win con milling the OP. No Spire? Yeah. Oh, your hair color is still en route from Jersey. Right. Hasn't crossed the border yet. Yeah, we're shipping this, right? Is that what you're saying, Pi? I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, bottom Spire. Yeah. I understand. Yeah. That was my first instinct too. I'm just double checking what you meant. It's been almost a full week and I want. Understood. Okay, so we'll go after their hand here. And then we got a perfect setup for bridge or for the wow. That's a hand. Yeah, we'll just take the Pact. Because they've got double Titan plus Teleria West. So, got some good information there. What the fuck is this hand? It's a slow hand. I mean, we are a slow deck. Like, I kind of understand it. Summoner. What are they going to do with the Summoner's Pack? Get a second Titan? Like, is that... Am I worried about that? Guess maybe I could be, but I'm not. Maybe I was wrong. Get Dryad turn 2? Turn 3. And then play the extra land and then pay for the... Yeah, I guess. What if I had boarded in Choke, though? Then they'd just be dead on the spot. Well, we're going to play this Lantern. We're going to play this Codex Shredder. We're going to let them draw a third Primeval Titan. Is that what I want to do? Guess they could upkeep Pact. Yeah, and they've got Castle Garenbrig. Why not? Yeah, we might as well mill it. So let them draw this. Damn it! That's I did it exactly backwards. Well, it's fine. They just drew Beast Within, and Beast Within has no text right now. Beast Within just gives me a 3/3. Actually, I don't think that's how that works. Yeah, I potentially screwed this game all up by taking the wrong cards. I've not played against... Well, they're not going for the... not going for the Dryad. We're certainly getting rid of that Amulet. I want to play the Pyxis, but... I think I'd rather have Whir for 2 ready to go. I don't even know what that's getting me. I can... shut down their Teleria West with Pithing Needle. What's wrong with Amulet? Well, it just gives them explosive... I mean, I guess, sure. If you know something that I don't. Okay, but I mean, am I going to even Whir this turn? Because I guess I just get the bridge, right? Just control the draw stat. Okay. Okay. I guess kill all the lands. Oh. What? Oh, right, because this taps for blue, which doesn't work with Castle Garenbrig. So now they're going to go for the... Now they're going to go for the Dryad? Oh, they're doing the upkeep go for Dryad. Okay, so we can control their land, or we can control their draw again. They went for Tireless Tracker. They have Force of Vigor on top. Okay. I meant to mill that Force of Vigor. Well, yeah, that's a whole thing. Okay. So we're going to go get Bridge. Yeah. They have Emrakul. That's crazy. But this one doesn't shuffle back in, right? So. Oh, this doesn't tap for blue. I can't Whir. All right, so I screwed up. Yeah. I got it. So let's mill the Emrakul. We're going to have to get rid of that. Okay. I can Thoughtseize their Titan? What is up? Person I can't read the name of? Pogo Shark. But I can't Thoughtseize it now. So playing Pyxis. Milling the forest. They gotta pay for Pact this turn anyway. But I don't want them to have the mana. Mystical Dispute's fine. Because they're not able to play it this turn cycle. Because they gotta pay for the Pact. That takes all their mana. Yes, it does. Good. Yeah, okay. Force is brutal, but we've got Welding Jar right now. So we're okay. This can attack me, I don't mind. Take the 3 damage. I mean, maybe this is a problem if we... I definitely didn't need to do that, but I screwed up, and I'm just going to pretend like I meant to do it. Whee! Get the bridge. Alright. Thopter Foundry on top. I'm going to take that. It's our record. We're 1 for 3. Oh, no. Force does not exile. Are you kidding me? Only the blue force exiles. Bontus probably don't need to draw anymore. Black, blue. So I think we Pyxis on this one. And then we'll mill on the next one. They've got the clue that they can crack, but if they crack the clue, they can't play the Titan. I think I have to mill the breeding pool. Reclamation Sage. Yikes. Okay, so now they've got two effects that kill my bridge. Yeah. But we can reset the Welding Jar. Remember to click Foundry. What? Click Foundry. Second response. Well, I'm going to regenerate this. During my upkeep, I can put the Welding Jar back on top. Then they'll Force of Vigor. And then they can play the Titan. They can attack for 5. I think we're okay. Yeah, they're being... Oh, I need an upkeep. Stop. Yep. Didn't realize I didn't have an upkeep. Stop. Okay, bad news. Okay. All right, well, we're going to pretend we're not totally screwed here. But, actually, so they're going to force my bridge now. They didn't force my bridge. And a hard cast the force? Did they screw up? What is happening? This is a very strange line. You'd concede, to be honest? I'm not worried about it yet. Triad. Okay. Don't play choke, he said. Oh, now they screwed up. Kind of. Now they screwed up. What? Okay. I'm okay with this. You can draw Misty now. Well, now they can just play the Titan, I guess. And smash my face for a bunch of damage. Nice choke versus force. Yeah, I guess. So they're gonna Titan here, right? Finally? They're fetching. Okay. Cracking a clue for Summoner's Pact. Okay. No? Milieu. But now they can't Titan this turn. Drawing EE. Well, I guess I'm exiling that Thoughtseize I wanted. Okay, they got a Simic Growth Chamber. So I can play an Amulet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can still play a Titan. They have the Amulet in their hand, right? Or did I mill it? Oh, they shuffled it. Interesting. Okay. There's Teleria West on top. I would like them to draw that. They don't crack in response. They're not doing anything in response. It's very strange. Okay, I'm going to mill myself here. Oh, I can't mill anything. I'm going to mill myself during my upkeep. Yes? Yes. Oh, all right. Inventors Fair. Yeah, I'll take that. What's our win con right now? I can't see any. Well, we don't have any in play. We do have Thopter Foundries in our deck, which we can fetch. No, not Thopter Foundry. Sword of the Meek. So we need the Sword of the Meek right now. What is this? Beast Within. Oh, right, I forgot. So they got the Beast Within, and they've got the Force. Yeah, we're going to be in trouble in a second. They still have that Titan in their hand. I can rebuy this Welding Jar, but if they don't have another green card in their hand, they have to pitch the Titan to kill my bridge. I'll be able to survive the next turn, and then, well, we'll see. Force in response, killing Lantern plus bridge. All right, well, let's turn the Lantern into a Thopter. Unless... No, I want them to draw that Teleria West, because that means they're not doing anything next turn. Okay, and then... That's... Actually, this is even better for me, right? Because I just get to put the bridge on top this turn. Okay. Okay. So they drew Teleria West this turn. They have a Titan in their hand they can cast... Oh, the Valakut's going to kill the hell out of me, right? Yeah. Yeah, they still have the Dryad going on. Letting them draw the Dryad earlier is definitely... Wait, but what did they pitch to the... Yeah, they pitched the Prime Time. Okay, okay. So they don't necessarily have a Primeval Titan in their hand, which is kind of what I was expecting. I've already F6, dude. I'm not responding to anything. I have nothing to do. I have 6 during their upkeep. Okay. Block here. Take the 4. I guess I could kill the Rex Age, but keeping my H or my life total high seems like a reasonable choice against the deck that is going to start hitting with the howitzer that is the... You're an IG guy? An IG guy? I don't understand. Oh, yeah! Huh, you can play that on non-blue spells. Yeah, that's a whole thing, huh? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So... I can make a blocker, though? You're a big guy. Batman reference. Which Batman? So the problem we have now, yeah, they're going to be able to, yeah, the one with Bane. Okay, I don't remember that one. I do like Batman. Thing is, we're definitely the reason we're in trouble right now is we just don't have enough mana, because we could reset the bridge, but you're great, Mary. You're good. We can reset the bridge, but we won't be able to cast it, and there's no way for us to draw an extra card. So we're just letting them spin their wheels as much as they want here, try to recoup some of the clock from this game. So Pi, you were definitely right earlier when you suggested that we probably should have conceded, but we didn't because I'm stubborn. Let's make a blocker. Ha, 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 ha. Staying alive, staying alive. Okay. 6. I guess we could just naturally draw Whir or a bridge. See ya, Zam. So we're going to gain 1. And then actually, it wouldn't make sense to reset the bridge during my upkeep anyway. Thopter Foundry. That doesn't help. So we're just going to pass the turn. Keep track of your card drawn each turn if you want. It will be easier for you next game. No, Mary is not going to bed. She's saying goodnight to Zam. Just confusing, I know. Keep track of each card drawn if you want. It will be easy for you next game. You mean their cards? Yeah, I guess, yeah, keeping track of their cards, like, obviously, noting it down would be a good idea. I don't have paper nearby. I have a pen. I don't want to be, like, tabbing out to type all at the time. Oh, we're just dead here. Okay. Use a note or write in the chat. Okay. Without send a mess. Got it. Yeah, I do have that up on screen. And I have sticky notes that I just have hanging out. They're over here. So I suppose I could just do that. All right, let's go to game 3. Yeah, so we made some mistakes there. I think generally our sideboarding is fine. Yeah, we're going to be okay. Maybe we want Spell Pierce to fight their forces and Beast Withins. Probably better than Bontu's Last Reckoning. Because they get the lands off their Titans already. And then Inquisition seems good. I don't want to have too much interaction in the deck. On the play, maximize discard. Okay. I guess if they mulligan and we punish them with discard spells, it can be really savage. Also, they brought in Mystical Disputes, so Spell Pierce is probably a silly way to take that. We could probably have boarded out my Simian Spirit Guides for Spell Pierce on the play. We'll see if I'm allowed to, because my deck is getting submitted right now. Nope. Okay. Is this a keep? Yeah. 1 Simian for 1 Needle. That's fine. I think this hand is good. Not great, but it's good. Turn 2 Emry. Turn 3 Whir for 1. Yeah. Emry could also flip something that isn't a Bauble. They kept their 7, which is less than great. You're not sure about this? Well, neither am I, but we're here to learn. Like, obviously, we could try to mull to something with more discard and things like that, but I think this is fine. I'm not, like, excited about this hand, but definitely didn't want to throw it out of bed. Eating a sandwich. All right, we hit Welding Jar and Bauble. So next turn, we put the jar in, and then we can Whir for 2. Which gets us Foundry or Sword. Plus we'll have the Welding Jar. Plus we got early Emry, which we haven't had against them yet, I think. So, sure. No Damping Sphere in the 75 feels weird. When I played these decks, there was lots of Titan around, and Damping Sphere was like your go-to. We'll get the jar. Because like being able to get Damping Sphere here would be sick, right? Really, really messes with them. Tracker? Yep. Well, that's not fun. Jeez, that's not fun. It's so weird. Like I never see trackers anymore. So it's very odd to see them here. Okay, well, let's get our Thopter Foundry. Yeah. I mean, this is how we won game 1, right? We could just keep playing Baubles. So I don't need Bridge yet. Play Sword, play Bauble. Yep, that's what we did. And the next turn we're able to whir for the bridge and be empty-handed or close to it. So, and already if they attack with Tracker, we can just block it with a 1/1 or 2/3 and force them to crack a clue. Actually, they have to leave mana to crack a clue this turn. Oh, okay, they're already playing the F-Puzzles build with Fierce Empath. So they've got Titan in hand now. Yep. Tracker, sure. But if they attack, they have to be able to sack 2 clues for the Tracker to live. Oh, that's yikes. They won't attack. Don't be so hasty, my friend. They absolutely just attacked me. Which, like, I'm trying to think of how I get blown out here. Like, is there anything that can happen here? I don't think that there is. Like, if they, like, force or Beast Within or whatever to... They can't force because it's their turn, sorry. Beast Within, they don't have enough mana for. They have Wilt or something like that? Dissenter's Deliverance? Yeah, okay. Yes, and... Okay. We're good? Okay, we're good. Okay. I guess. That's a good pickup. Okay. So they're gonna Titan. We're gonna bridge. I guess I can draw an extra card this turn cycle. Yeah, I can. So while we do want to keep our hand kind of limited because of the fact that we want Ensnaring Bridge, we have a little bit of freedom here, I'm pretty sure, because... Probably don't. Well, we don't want that, but... Oh, we're going to whir anyway. We have a little bit of freedom here because what we're preventing from attacking is a 6/6. So... Okay. What do you want? So they don't have an amulet, so I'm guessing they're getting Teleria West plus a bounce land. We're in response. Why? And Field of the Dead plus Teleria West? They have a Simic Growth Chamber in their hand. Why do we need to whir? Play around Dispute. They don't have any mana. They don't have any mana. They have no access to any mana. They play a land. They must have done, because they didn't... Vestige. They did, but they needed the mana for the Titan. Crack both baubles. Shit, I was only going to crack one, but okay, that's fair. Small misplay, but we'll take it. Top card of their library is Castle Garabrig, which is not a problem. Make a Thopter. Void. Combat. Thoughtseize. And now we just need to avoid them dealing with my bridge. 3 card types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I have to take the Emrakul. Bounce Land gets them Teleria West. Teleria West gets them Force, or if they have the Engineer Explosives, we're going to have a problem. But I have to take the Emrakul, I think. Because otherwise I'm going to just sack all my artifacts to the bridge, or to the Foundry. So I got to take the Emrakul. But we have a Welding Jar, so we're fine here. We just need to prevent them from getting a second way to destroy the Ensnaring Bridge. We have a reasonably fast clock here, so not too worried about this game right now. The downside is we don't currently have a way to control their draws, and they do have 2 clues in play. I mean, we have the Lantern of Insight, but that's not a particularly good way to control their draws. Another tireless tracker. Yep. All right. I got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see if they have the explosives. Summoner's Pact. It's gonna get the Dryad? Sure. But they don't have a Valakut. Okay. You guess Rexage? Oh, Rexage, yeah. Which is a second way to destroy the Thopter Foundry. So we're going to crack both our baubles because we're looking for another Welding Jar or a Whir. Yeah. Or another bridge. Triggers. Not good. Not good. Wait, we have Inquisition? Inquisition's good. Because we can take their Pact, or if they Pact in response, we can take Dread of the Elysian Grove or Rexage. So that'll work. That'll work just fine. My guess is they'll pack for Titan. Cast Summoner's Pact. Resolves. Reveals Uro. Sure, that's going to gain them some life. Uro's the only thing I can take. Well, that's fine. Okay, go combat. Attack with everything, then pull back Emry. Yeah, I'm on the clock thing. I thought of everything I was gonna do while they were resolving their pact. The problem is Magic Online just occasionally being like, I'm gonna shift this zone over here. Is that cool? We're gonna play this Thopter Foundry because I don't want all these zombies attacking me. It's not a big deal, but it also doesn't cost me a lot of time to do it. So I have lethal next turn. They play Uro. They gain 3, so I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. It's not enough. Yeah. I got it. But they're forced to play Uro this turn, which is good for us. Because like Uro's not a great play for them. That Beast Within, on the other hand. But without a Dryad, the Beast Within isn't good enough. All right. They draw the Beast Within. Play tap land, good. I think we might be okay because we got that one extra turn. We'll see. Crap Bauble. We're going to crack the Bauble. Don't worry about that. Shuffle us before crack. Yeah, that's fair. Or before we draw, is what you mean? Sure. Yeah. Backup bridge is all we needed. Okay, cool. So easy decisions. Go to combat, attack with all, pull back Emry. So as long as we don't lose to clock, we are not losing this game. Play bridge. I'm going to use Emry to play the Lantern. I can play the Shredder. I don't need to play the land. Okay, so they do have a bunch of clues and a bunch of mana, but if they want to win the game this turn, they have to use the Force right now. Otherwise, they have to pay for it, which is obviously not as efficient. So we should be okay here. There's obviously plenty of ways they can win this, but it's pretty good. They do Force. Oh, they kill both bridges, so the redundancy of the bridge didn't matter. Yeah, I forgot that Force worked like that. Shit. Yeah. Okay, so we're dead? Are we dead? Depends on how much damage they can do. Rex Sage. Well, we're not dead. Okay. We're probably not dead. So it really, really matters how they manage their turn here. and how we manage our clock. Because we've got 2 more blockers, potentially. Shredder. What is this targeting? I can't see. The bridge. Okay, yeah. What does Shredder mean? Oh, you wanted me to mill them? I guess they could have just cracked another clue. Yeah. Sack it. Oh, we should have sacked his Thopter Foundry. Wait, why? Why does it matter if Reclamation Sage resolves or not? Okay, so let's see what they do. They get to draw. Search 2 lands. I mean, we're sacking 2. We're attacking our sword twice to make Thopters. Block Uro plus tracker. That's the plan. I don't know how much is necessary, but that's the plan. They bogged me? Sure. Alright, I don't have any more bridges. Do it now, then F6. I mean, that's the plan. Unfortunately, the interface is lagging a lot. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to win this based on clock, I think. We'll see. Try it. Is F6 your turn? And attack? Yeah, that's fair. All right. That's not enough, friend. Yeah, I mean, sure they're running out of time, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to matter. Their clock didn't matter. We got them. Whew. Sorry if I stopped interacting for a second there. I just didn't want to lose that. I removed the fountain, so lol. They cut their Radiant Fountain so they couldn't gain any life. And they're bothering to waste their seconds on clock, so now they're going to lose the timeout, which I think is cute. Fuck. Oh, they almost got me. Oh! God, that's such bullshit! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, that's such crap. All right, just so everyone's aware. Wait, what? What? I've never seen that before. It was so close, Magic Online didn't know what to do. That's crazy. All right, so you finished the time at the same time. Screenshot, do it. It's too late. I didn't, well, maybe. No, I missed it. Oh, I didn't know I had to, that was something to do. I wanted to go out to the league results, Alex, because I didn't know what it was going to do. I didn't know if it was going to let me queue for another game in the same league. Why MTGO give you a priority even if you S6? Because there's a mandatory, sure. Because there's a mandatory choice to make. You have to assign your combat damage, and you have to assign your blocking order. Which I forgot that blocking order was going to be a thing that it asked me to do because it's so rare. So they screwed me over there where I should have won that because they were able to sort of game me. I mean, obviously I made the mistake there. Anyway, for the benefit of all the wonderful people in the future watching this, Lantern Control is a very, very, very taxing long match deck to play. and a lot of people don't like it. I am a fan, but I haven't played it in a long time, and when I played it, it did not play black discard spells or Thopter Foundry, actually. It was much, much, much more focused on the Lantern of Insight and Codex Shredder plan. This different version doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means it's different. Just means it's changing. I think in this metagame, it's probably fine. We had a lot of very close matches. That could have been a 3-2 league. Unfortunately, it was a 1-4. Should have been the 2-3 on that timeout, but what are you going to do? And there were obviously turns where I could have made my choices a little quicker, but streaming always takes its toll on me in terms of using my clock efficiently on a deck that I've never played before or haven't played in a long, long time. Certainly never played Lantern in digital. That said, there's probably a bunch of changes you can make for the meta, and there's certain decks that you definitely have an advantage against. The Humans player showed how that deck is able to beat this, so kudos to them. We're going to be switching over to Jeskai Thing Ascension combo, which should go a little more quickly. And that's a absolutely wild deck from the same challenge that I played in on this weekend, so stick around if you want to see that thing. Alex, why am I tweeting that out? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is the appeal of people seeing that? Night, Pyganti. I will see you around. Thanks for being such a wonderful contribution to this evening's stream. Oh, and swing by tomorrow for the crazy jiggy song creation deck. That should be wild. We're not done for tonight yet for anyone who is sticking around. We are playing the Jeskai Thing Ascension combo deck, so don't go anywhere yet. And Jeskai Thing Ascension is now assigned as the Stream Decker deck, so if you type !deck in the chat list,